Oh yeah, dude, no worries. I kind of feel like we should wait for a few people. Just because it's been an ass load of time since I've been on here. I think it's been like what, almost 2 weeks. Hey, Cage. Um, God, I mean, even now I'm exhausted, guys. I'll kind of fill everybody in, although I think you guys on Discord pretty much know what I've been dealing with the last few weeks. I don't know. You know, I spent so much of my year talking about how basically, oh yeah, you know, I just have to get through freaking baseball season. And once I get through baseball season, everything will be fine, right? That's my whole thing. It's like, oh yeah, baseball season is the worst of it. You left Alex's stream to be here. Are you talking about, oh no, it's Alex? That dude? I don't even think I'm subscribed to him, dude. I should be. I love the salt. The salt is fantastic. Hey, one big update. I think the camera I'm using now is the one that I'm gonna go with for a while. At least until, I don't know. I haven't made up my mind on it yet. It doesn't do well in dark lighting, and the thing is, like right now, the current setup I have, I don't want to have like the lights on in here. I don't want to have it super bright, but I don't have a good like way of lighting it just over here. So we'll see. I get moved in the next month. I might just get a better setup. I don't know. That's a whole lot of what we've been dealing with the last 2 weeks. There's a lot of shit. A lot. Way too much to even get into. But yeah, hopefully all you guys have been good. I've been meaning to... God, I've been trying to do a follow-up video on the whole pirate software situation for about the last 6 days. And every time I sit down at the end of the day to try to record something, to try to put my thoughts, you know, in a video, it just doesn't work. Either I'm too tired, or it's too warm, or I'm too, you know, mentally exhausted. I don't know. I feel like there's just something always getting in the way. You know, if that makes sense. Well, okay, no, so we're still in the same apartment. I'm still in the exact same place that we've been for the last, God, it feels like 10 years now. So the situation we're in, running thin. Hey, Burner. Yeah, pretty much. The situation we're in is I'm coming off of working 12, I think it was 12 days straight. Well, okay, so I worked 6 days straight and then 12 days straight with 1 day off in between. So out of 19 days, I had 1 day off. And so that was my current situation the last, you know, 3 weeks. So in between all of that, I was trying to get some videos done about the whole pirate software thing, and then Splitgate, and now there's this whole collective shout thing, and I just haven't had time. So the house we're looking at is a lot more money, which we're just gonna have to make work. If we can get moved in the next month, we're just gonna have to make the money side of it work. The problem is being self-employed, it's the paperwork side of it, making sure that everything looks good to them. That's the problem. That's the biggest issue we're going to have. The thing is, if we can figure out getting moved over there, I'll have an office, my kids will all have their own room, I'll be able to stream or record basically whenever I'm home. So instead of waiting till the ass crack of dawn or, you know, middle of the night or whatever to record something or to do a live stream, if I'm home and the kids are good and I have an hour or two, I can just kind of break away and do my own thing. Yeah, Burner, it's been a long 3 weeks. PlayStation went third party. Yeah, I saw that, dude. There's a lot. I need to fix this chat box thing. Why is it so... It doesn't make any sense why it's not showing up. It takes forever to register. That's the weirdest thing. What if I... Let me see here a second. See, there's all this right here. Alright, let me fix this. Hang on. We're going to do some of this on the fly. There we go. Yeah, I mean, okay, so, Cage, there's been a lot of stuff I've been kind of trying to keep track of, but honestly, when I've been at work, I've had either my mom or my wife and kids helping me get through my workday, just, you know, showing up to do some stuff that they can help me with. And so I haven't been watching YouTube videos. I've barely been looking at Twitter. I have been going nonstop. I've been dealing with a ton of work-related stress, dealing with all sorts of stuff in life. So I have been as out of the loop on all of this stuff that YouTubers cover that has been going viral on Twitter as I have ever been. It has been the most uncanny thing after the last year being like, for almost a solid month now, being completely disconnected. Very, very crazy stuff. Oh, hang on a sec. I need to fix this. I just realized what I did. Hang on. There we go. All the way to the top there. You posed your reviews on movies and growing your Twitter almost close to 600. Hey, there you go. I've been working on your Twitter account for a while there, Burner. Unfortunately, Twitter is a fickle beast, but you've been working on it, man. So keep it up, dude. Yeah, so in the middle of all that, because my apartment has no air conditioning, because my work has no air conditioning, guys, I have been at work in my warehouse, sweating my asses off. I only have one ass. Sweating my ass off, and getting home completely exhausted. So coming home warm, miserable, late at night, trying to then come back here and record or live stream or whatever. It's been tough. Oh, nephew's birthday party. Well, happy birthday to your nephew, my dude. Yeah, so that's kind of like the TLDR and what's been going on with me. It's not that I've been like avoiding streaming or getting videos recorded. I've had every intention. Like, I have sat down probably 5 separate times this week to try to get something recorded, and it just hasn't happened. Without any like like long explanation. It's just one of those things where I've had every intention to make a video or schedule a live stream or do any of these things, and it just doesn't happen. So, oh no, I put a notification on Discord, Mahendra. I already said no's going live, buddy. If people are busy, that's their thing. I'm not gonna twist anybody's arm to get in here. But yeah, so the new camera, honestly, I think it'll be better once I get into a situation where we have more lighting, because in actual lighting, it looks a lot better than my actual, digital camera did. And now my digital camera's free to take to work, and I can get product photos and stuff taken. So, hang on, I'm gonna get my TV turned off. The Mariners game's over. Hang on, guys. Let me switch screens here. Hey, Empress. Yay, I'm alive. Oh yeah, and in the middle of all that, freaking 5 people. Mahendra, you're counting and I'm not counting. You guys know this. I don't ever count like how many viewers are here. Someone's like, "Oh, you've got 20 tonight." I'm like, I don't know. If I paid attention to all that, I'd drive myself crazy. In the middle of my craziness, this last week we decided to go to a night game up in Seattle for the Mariners. And I had to leave work early, which I never do. We never do like a weekday game. And so I had to leave work at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was already a crazy freaking week. Chat's stuck? Oh no. It's stuck on Twitter? I didn't pause the stream, Mahendra. What are you... You're trying to like backseat drive me here, or you know what I'm saying. Side seat driver, backseat driver. Just woke up. Hey, there's worse things you could wake up and see, I guess. Yeah, anyways, guys, I got a copy of Killing Floor 3, so I figure maybe in about an hour or so, if I'm still up to it, we can play a little bit of that, because the game seems, legitimately decent. I played through, like, the tutorial and all that shit, so you guys wouldn't have to watch any of that crap. But if you're looking to pick up a copy of Killing Floor, I don't know if we got any fans in the chat or not. Instant Gaming link down below as always. They've got copies of it for 34 bucks. They've also got Wu Chang, which I'm gonna be honest, I am not a huge fan of Wu Chang Fallen Feathers from what I've played of it so far. Played it twice now. I've probably played it for a collective 2 hours, and I'm not digging it. I'd rather play Black Myth Wukong or Dark Souls 3 or something, but it's on Instant Gaming as well. Sight for sore eyes? Yeah. My chat isn't scrolling? Yeah, Burner, that's Twitter. That's Twitter for you, you know. It's on Game Pass. If you If you're curious about Wu Chang, you could play it on Game Pass if you have it. I personally don't think it's great. I think it could be better. But that's just me personally. Nintendo banning third-party keys on Switch 2. Dude, Nintendo, there's so much. You could have just, like, non-stop Nintendo streams. I mean, hell, frickin' Fritanga, half of his videos, actually most of his videos these days are just on Nintendo. Here, I'm gonna grab a bottle of water. Hang on, guys. Wukong's better, but it's still interesting. I don't know. I didn't find Wu Chang very interesting, to be honest. It's like, it's Dark Souls with less soul. I don't know. Dark Soulless, I guess you could say. Wu Chang wasted money on marketing, not in PC optimization. Yeah, it just doesn't run super smooth. I mean, well, hang on a second. Let me show you guys real quick, kind of like my experience of Wu Chang. Now, mind you, not a Souls guy, but you download Wu Chang. Well, Wu Chang's not a Souls. I mean, I wouldn't call it Souls-like. Let me do this. Let's pause the music. Where the hell is my music at? Here we go. I have to mute the first 10 minutes of the stream anyways because freaking non-copyrighted copyrighted music. Let me see. So, for my personal experience playing Wu Chang, I've got the 9060 here, okay? Not like, you know, some crazy, amazing graphics card, but everything that I've been playing on, it looks really nice, plays really well. It's complex to learn, but we're on boss 2 now. I don't think it's that complex. I think it's boring. Oh, yeah, Mahendra, I've been paying attention, but, Oh, compiling shaders. Unfortunately, like I said, there's only so much I can pay attention to because I've been so busy. Why can't I freaking leave? Oh, it's windowed that way. That's why. Hang on a second. So, anyways, we're not playing Wu Chang tonight. I'm just going to show you how it runs on my computer. It should run better than it does. I would say that. So that could be the optimization issues. It's also on medium graphics. That's the crazy part. So a lot of these games that I've been downloading recently, my graphics card will automatically set the graphics to high and it'll run like smooth like butter. But this one here, not so much. It's the weirdest thing. How's Grok 4? I'm not using Grok 4, man. Hell no. Grok 3. Not Grok 4. Don't you have to pay like $30 a month or something like that to use Grok 4? Crazy shit. Japan sanctioned Visa. Oh boy. Yeah, Burner, there's so much of this stuff with like the whole collective shout thing and payment processors that I haven't been paying attention to. Oh, yeah, and they labeled Madame Savvy a man in their tweets. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot Grok 4 has the AI waifu companion, right? Yeah. I don't know. So what I've noticed, let me go full screen for a second. What I've noticed with freaking this game here is that it's not just like the optimization. There's also the fact that it's like a little bit of screen tearing too, which I know you can change settings on. I don't know. I just for some reason can't really get into this game. Like, and again, every time I go around a corner, there's like stuttering and shit. Also, I don't know why I'm this far back here. I should be further ahead in the game. That doesn't make any sense. I swear I was further than this. Wu Chang Clan. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this dude. I would much rather be playing Black Myth Wukong. Also, another thing I noticed, guys, when I was talking about this, I don't think this is because of my graphic settings. If you look at like the NPCs on the ground, the dead characters, the detail is just not there. They're really like generic looking. They feel like copied and pasted. The hands look too big and it's just kind of weird. I don't know. Like I just feel like this game didn't cook for long enough. I don't know. But that's just kind of my impression of it. Barely in the game still. Well, it's not that there's an issue with the game. My computer runs the game. It's more the fact that it just doesn't. I don't know. Everyone was saying that the whole idea was, oh, you know, the game is beautiful. I'm like, I don't think it's that beautiful. There are games that I've played that are far better looking games than what you see here. Like, it's just not that detailed, in my opinion. But that's just me personally. That's just my take on it. Supposedly only PC's messed up. Well, again, what I noticed in the about like hour and a half, 2 hours that I've played it, kind of messed around with it, with medium graphic settings, there's still stuttering going on with a lot of different things. So I don't know what's causing that. Soul-like combat is lazy and uninteresting. I don't think it's Souls-like combat. Okay, so what's the one that was made by CI Games? Lords of the Fallen is way more Souls-like than Wu Chang from what I've seen of it so far. And honestly, I was pretty harsh on Lords of the Fallen. I think Lords of the Fallen's more interesting. All you can see is 720p. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Did I not? Okay, so I changed the latency to make sure that the stream wasn't delayed as much as I possibly could. I don't know if that's a setting that I can change also. 3060 Ti is normal on mid without any stutter. I don't know. For me, it just seems weird. So, not something that I'm probably going to play much of, to be honest. I was going to buy it on Instant Gaming and then, you know, stream it. And then when I discovered it was on Game Pass, I figured I'd give it a try. And then I'm like, yeah, not exactly my thing from what I've noticed. Everything just seems kind of kind of meh. I don't know. So real quick, we'll catch up on a few things. This guy, Julian Lafay, was diagnosed or posted apparently that he had terminal cancer about a week and a half ago, I want to say. And he's considered one of the fathers of the Elder Scrolls franchise, played a key role during their first few years, and passed away 3 days ago. So F's in the chat for him. This is something that unfortunately I hadn't heard much about, and then I guess they announced it about 2 weeks ago or something. Hey, Quill Pig, it's been 12 years. Yeah, no, it's been a minute. It's been almost 2 weeks. Grew a beard. No, the beard is just a touch longer. It's about that much longer since the last one. Yeah, no. It's been there, but it's gotten longer. That's what she said. Says last week the team shared a video announcing that Lafay had been courageously battling cancer for some time now. Doctors informed his colleagues and family that his time with them was limited, and they were preparing to say goodbye to, in their words, a true legend of the industry. He then stepped away from the studio to live his final moments surrounded by his loved ones. He was only, I think, 59 years old, which is just crazy. I mean, it's crazy to think about. Like Hulk Hogan passing away at 71 or 74, however old he was. That one was kind of like shocking. And I started thinking about that. That kind of hit close to home because one of my in-laws and my mom are both almost 70. Empress had to be different. She had to put a G instead of the F. No, I get it. I hate typing on my phone. They said, simply put, without Julian, we would not be here today. If you had the opportunity to work with him, you were blessed to know a one-of-a-kind force of nature who pushed everyone to create something special. Lafay's daughter, Shay Jensen, also shared a message on behalf of his family. In it, they described how much the community support around the Wayward Realms meant to him, a game that he had on Kickstarter. Yeah, 59, that is just rough. I mean, I get it. Better 59 than 39, better 39 than 19, but still. I feel like that's just so freaking young. It's unfortunate. Moving on, doing a little quick recap. Oh, it's okay, Empress, no worries. We had this whole Mortal Kombat 2 reveal with the bald Jade character. And the funniest part was the amount of people who were freaking out over how it's like, oh, it's all incels and, a bunch of bigoted men who don't like this woman. And it's like, no, it's just people are sick and tired of okay, yeah, here you go. The best a man can get. Holding the razor the wrong way, all that. I used shoe polish on my beard, forgot the back. Yeah, no, it's this unfortunate. I could cut the sides off, and then I'd have like a really skinny beard. That would look really weird. I got a year till 40. I got 10 months still, roughly, until 40. So I got a minute. Hulk was a giant, like 6'7". Yeah, no, they don't. And another part of it is the physical amount of like trauma they put their bodies through. I mean, if you guys remember Eddie Guerrero, Hispanic wrestler, he died at like in his 50s, I want to say, maybe late 40s. Oh, look, a Twitch follower who is also a bot trying to sell me bots. Piss off, dude. The answer is no. Oh my god. My Discord name is Don't Give a Fuck. Okay. I have a 3050 with only 4 gigabytes of VRAM. I mean, look, we all have what we have. The thing about it is, there are plenty of games. When I had my old 5600 in my computer, running my original Ryzen 5 3600X, I mean, like, my computer was still playing games it shouldn't have been able to play. So I don't think it's all about, like, needing to have the most absolutely, like, top of the line. There are plenty of people who play games and leave reviews saying, dude, I've got, like, a 4090 and the game still runs like crap on my computer. Twitch didn't ban you. Not yet. We'll see. I haven't done anything lately to get banned on Twitch. I typically am, even at my crassest, most blunt state in life, I don't say enough, like, I don't talk enough shit to get banned on Twitch. Yeah, steroids enlarge the heart, shorten its life, nothing new. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing about steroids, so. Jack Murphy's wasn't natural. Jack Murphy dyed his beard, and that man, he denied it all the time. Honest to God, that man was such a freaking liar about so many things in his life. But yeah, the Jack Murphy beard. In fact, took a minute to remember the name. Cuck Murphy, man. Oh, he blocked me on Twitter a couple of years ago during that whole saga. Sharing too many memes making fun of him. Yeah, the whole Jack Murphy thing. He's like, oh, I don't dye my beard. That's natural. It's like, oh, it's perfectly... Was it white on the outside and black on the inside, but it was like in the 3 sections or whatever? Yeah, heartfelt, exactly. Heartfelt. No, that's the thing about steroids, and I've had to take steroids off and on over the past couple of years when I wasn't on my medication for Crohn's. And steroids are terrible for you. Like, honestly, really terrible for you. So, of course, the pushback against Tatiana Gabrielle, the activist bald bitch that decided she's going to play this character bald in Mortal Kombat because why wouldn't she? She refuses to put hair on her head, I guess. The director says he has seen Mortal Kombat 2 and hits out at fans over the backlash, of course, from the gamer. Mortal Kombat 2's first proper trailer dropped, and to say reactions are mixed wouldn't be an understatement. I think the film looks pretty cool, but there have been several concerns. Some of them warranted, such as Carl... Why would Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage be warranted? That doesn't make any sense. And nobody cared that Tati Gabrielle is the one playing the character. They have a problem with the fact that she's a bald bitch. Like, I don't understand. Yes, the criminal order, exactly. No, he won't unblock me, and to be fair, I wouldn't want him to. No, Mahendra, they could put a wig on her. That's not the point. The point is she doesn't want to have a wig. There's a reason that she was in the Far Cry movie bald. I believe she was bald in that one. She's going to be in that intergalactic game bald. She's bald in real life. She doesn't have hair. You don't like Johnny Cage? I don't care about Mortal Kombat as a franchise, but I can respect that people appreciate it. Oh, he's very old? Eh. My biggest issue is the fact that for whatever reason, this woman decides that she has to be bald in everything she's in, and these directors are such cucks that they're just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I can respect that because, girl power. This is the gamer for you. This is the gaslighting. Despite having a grand total of around 5 seconds of screen time in the movie's trailer and not speaking a single word, Gabrielle's shaved head is somehow proof to some that she's not going to do the character justice. Well, she doesn't look like the character. The same thing happened in the first Mortal Kombat movie. They were characters who, again, I am not the biggest character or fan of the Mortal Kombat franchise. I didn't ever own more than like one or two of them growing up. It wasn't my favorite thing, okay? But I can look at the characters, look back at Scorpion and Sub-Zero and Raiden and all these other characters, and look at the characters that played them in movies and go, this doesn't look like the same character, Alopecia Barbie. What's with the actors being so entitled that they don't share a character? No, honestly, it's because of the fact that it's the whole modern casting idea where you have to. This has been I've been banging this drum for a year now with people like J.P. Carliak, who played Morph in X-Men 97, who also has to be like gay in everything he's in, and he's got his own gay voice acting not studio, but it's like an agency where they try to like match people to authentically act for characters, because you have to get a gay or a trans person to play or a gay or a trans person. So then you have voice actors who are intentionally taking roles, and then they're creating characters around those voice actors to identify with the. It's like it's this never-ending cycle. It's all shit. The funny part about Tati is people are mad that people are calling her woke because she's bald. I'm like, no, she is woke. No, she is absolutely woke. I mean, she is an activist, okay? There's no question there. The reason she's bald in the movie is because the director didn't want to tell her, hey, we need to put a wig on you. He was probably too scared to do it. And the other thing is these casting directors, guys, look into the casting directors, okay? Casting directors have a massive, massive effect on these people, these activists getting roles in movies and in games. I've talked about this before. The casting directors in a lot of these games where you notice a lot of the same people popping up, they're all connected, okay? They're all the same people. They all hire the same type of people because they all have the same mindset. It's the reason people make such a big deal about this stuff is because they're all hiring their buddies. They're hiring people. Yeah, Pedro Pascal is the new masculine, exactly. They're hiring people who think just like them. Well, I'm not going to say that, Quill Pig, but I think you and I are on the same wavelength about Pedro. That really cringe expression about giving somebody the ick? If there's an actor in Hollywood that I would say one person that gives me the ick, it's Pedro Pascal. There's something about him that is just unbelievably creepy, It only takes roles to put his face everywhere. Well, that's why in The Mandalorian, he didn't want to do the show anymore because he wanted his face visible, okay? He wanted to be seen. He didn't like having the helmet on. Yeah, he's the new masculine. Dude, everyone's tired of seeing Pedro Pascal. I'm going to shut my back door. Hang on a second, guys. Ugh, my retard neighbors are out there with a remote control car or something. I don't know, these friggin' crackheads. Sons of bitches downstairs. I am so ready to be moved and away from them. The one thing, I'll take moving 20 minutes away from where I am now and having to drive longer to work to get away from these freaks I live next to. Like, holy shit. They want gender bender roles and straight roles now too. Yeah, pretty much. But hey, guys, even though the lighting's not quite as good, with the new webcam, it never goes off. Isn't that, like, amazing? You're not going to see me mess with the webcam anymore. Familiar faces in films, specifically want unknown actors. Well, that's the whole thing with, again, casting the character or the actors they did for Link and for Zelda, for Legend of Zelda, is you have two people that nobody really knew much about, and so you have a shot at not having people like have a already like a mindset going into the movie, assuming what the characters were going to be like because the actor's playing them. Pedro plays the gay dude that a woman wakes up with his hand in her. Yeah, exactly. He's like, well, Pedro's the male feminist, right? So in some ways he acts gay or bisexual. In other ways he acts like a creepy perv. So I don't know. On one hand, I look at the way he acts around women and say that's typical predator male feminist behavior. On the flip side, I'm pretty sure he's bisexual. I would not be surprised if he was bisexual or gay. Wouldn't shock me one bit. Well, see, Mahendra, the thing is, I don't typically watch Ryan Gosling movies. No problem with him. I just don't tend to watch those movies at all. So I'm not burned out on him because I don't typically see his films. Yeah, the fake anxiety thing with Pedro. He's not bisexual, he's gay. Oh. Well, yeah. Although it is, people have kept pointing out, like, why isn't he all over Bella Ramsey? It's like, that's a good question. He's all over all of his other adult female co-stars, but he doesn't go near her. Her, it, they, them, it, I guess. I don't know. So who is this? The filmmaker, Timo Tjahanta? I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. Holy shit. They've been sharing that his thoughts on the movie, and a couple of days ago spoke out against the backlash. Goes on to call Gabrielle a beautiful woman and did a good job in the film, while also saying people doth protest too much without having seen things. No, here's the problem. People are sick and tired of the bald women in their entertainment, okay? It's just reality. You can't make people unsee that or not have a bias against it. Low starch diet, no potatoes. Oh man, okay. All right, we're doing a little bit of a speed round here. So catching up, Splitgate 2. Not that you guys can really see it, but here on their bio, it no longer says Splitgate 2 for their account. It says Splitgate 2-beta. Because a few days ago, they decided the game is crap. Nobody wants it anymore, and so they decided to put it back into beta. Okay. So if you guys recall, Splitgate 2 had the game, the CEO of the studio come out, made a big fuss at the games Summer Games Fest. Then he said he wasn't going to apologize, which he shouldn't have apologized. He should have just moved on and stopped talking about it. The game tanked. He then went on apologizing, but saying he wasn't going to apologize. And then he came out and apologized for real at like a week and a half later. Then people stopped playing the game, and now here we are, right? True man will be masculine if he wants to be a feminist because women need real men. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just an old man, though. And I'm dead inside. But yes, no, I'm... It's so funny. Like, completely side tangent. I remember when I was a teenager, early 20s, because I've got 3 older brothers. And this gal that used to work with us with our family's business, at one point, she thought 2 of my brothers were gay. And ironically, one of them went on to become a cop, and the other one's an officer in the army. But she thought that both of them were gay when they were like teenagers. And the funny part was, I'm like, well, did you ever think I was gay? And she's like, oh no, I knew you were straight. I'm like, okay. It's my anxiety. Yeah. Anxiety, depression, PTSD. I don't need to constantly rub myself for other people to get by. No, dude, it's a creepy weirdo behavior. It's just weird, man. No, Mahendra, Splitgate 2 does not need to add that stuff, okay? Throwing the candy coating on a bad game or a game that nobody's interested in does not make it a better game. It doesn't fix the problems the game has. All right. So they put out this statement that says, to the Splitgate community, which I'm not even sure how you can say Splitgate community. Because if you look at this right now, Splitgate 2, Steam charts. Now, I'm pretty sure Splitgate is on other platforms besides PC, right? It's on other platforms, I'm pretty sure. But even that being said, obviously the numbers are going to be highest on PC given what we know about PC gaming, right? Currently playing the game, 1,177 people. All right. The damn thing, if you go back 1 month, peaked at about, no, that's not even, we have to go further than that. Let's go max. All right. Peaked at 25,654 people on June 9th. It's basically dead. The platform, the game is dead. Okay. Yeah, they canceled. Well, it's not canceled. It's not canceled. It's back in beta. Okay. So basically it's on life support at this point. They said, we believe in Splitgate 2. The game means everything to us. It's been our life for almost 10 years, starting in our dorm room, and we're more than committed to delivering the incredible experience you deserve. We've heard your feedback, and we agree with you. We launched too early. Never a good thing to admit. We had ambitious goals. And in our excitement to share it with you, we bit off more than we could chew, rushed certain features, made some boneheaded mistakes, and most importantly, we didn't give you the polished portal-filmed mayhem you fell in love with. So we're going back to beta. We'll be heads down until early next year, rebuilding major parts of the game to capture the spirit of what made Splitgate special. That means reworking progression from the ground up, adding more portals. Okay, the entire point of the game is portals. If you don't have enough portals on your map, then what the hell are you doing? Like, what are you doing? It was made by the creators of Gears of War. Lawbreaker. Oh, yeah, whatever happened to Lawbreaker? Oh, the game was always online, and then it got removed from the store, and the server went on. Oh, okay, that's what happened. Wait, Thomas Mahler is begging for the Game Pass bag? When did that happen? Holy crap. Guys, I'm telling you, I have been so out of the loop, it's not even funny. Oh my god, I've got so many thoughts. So many thoughts on that. I'm gonna have to hang on. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Dude, I knew this was gonna happen where all of a sudden, like, everything's hitting me all at once. Is that message important? No, okay. Oh, here's one. I got to forgot I was going to. Where the hell is that tweet at? Here we go. I'll bookmark that so we can have that for later in the stream. We made a Pokemon's game with only 4 Pokemon are Oh my god, same energy, same exact energy, Quillpig. Oh man. Let's see. Simplifying monetization. Yeah. Because again, free-to-play game with heavily predatory monetization. So, refocusing on classic game modes. Now more than ever, we need your help. We're returning not just to our roots, but in how we build it. More playtests, more surveys, more listening. Our goals. Well, okay, if they have more playtests, here's the question: if they're gonna do more playtests, how is the game still online? When is the game gonna go offline? Because clearly people are still playing it right now. Mahler crashed out. What? Dude, how is that possible? All right, give me a second. Let me find this real quick, dude. Hang on. Let me grab an extra tab and search for him on Twitter here. I know I follow him. Where did his... I can't find his Twitter handle. What? Did he delete his Twitter account? Dude. Tell me he didn't actually go crazy and, like, delete his account. No, there he is. Why is he... Dude, I couldn't find his account. That's the craziest thing. He doesn't have a new post since, like, June or something. Let me check his replies. Okay, I found it. It's in his replies. All right. We'll bring that up next. It's worth it. Okay, we'll pull it up in a second. All right, we'll go back to finishing this, talking about Splitgate real quick here. Let me see. Our goal is to combine the DNA of the first game with the best improvements from the second, rebuilding the core experience, blah, blah, blah. So here's another thing. This is the crazy part. In an effort to retain as many team members as possible, we're also going to be shutting down OG Splitgate servers in a month. While we'd love to keep servers online, it costs us hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past couple of years, and we have to prioritize our team. Like us, we know this game means a lot to so many of you, so we're exploring the possibility of supporting offline or peer-to-peer matches, and when we return, we plan to have a dedicated experience in Splitgate to delivers on the promise of the original. So, kind of like the whole stop killing games thing we've been talking about, like, for the past month and a half. This whole situation with the first game, they're going to shut down these servers and try to establish an offline mode because apparently it's cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep this server going. Check his replies from Alan Wake. Okay, I'll take a look in a second. In the meantime, Splitgate 2 will remain playable and will still be shipping Chapter 3 as well as fixes and high priority changes. We hope you'll continue to play and support the game. Faced a lot of dark days here and have made many mistakes. I love how they're saying it without saying it because, again, the issue that I have is the fact that the dude came out on stage at Summer Game Fest, said what he said, did what he did, wore the make first-person shooter games great again hat, and then decided to cuck out about it and say, I'm not going to apologize, but then I'll apologize. And then he came out and said, no, really, I'm sorry. It's like, dude, just make an offline patch with peer-to-peer. That's what he says that they're going to look into doing. So again, that's the whole conversation. They're going to look into it. All right. So recommended here by Cage. In his replies, let us see here. Okay, that's about the early access. I know there's some tweets up here we'll take a look at in a second. Here's the Alan Wake guy. Okay. Talking about co-op. Now, just, full disclosure, in terms of No Rest for the Wicked, I've played a grand total of maybe like 3 or 4 hours of the game, and I think it's decent for what it is. I think it could be a really good game when it's fully done. I don't personally know how many hours I'm going to sink into it, but here we go. All right, so this is the post starting with Ginger Prime. It says, wild news today as No Rest for the Wicked might skip the Xbox. That just depends on what seems to make sense for the platform. PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2 confirmed. I wonder if this is more Xbox becoming a PC at this point or whatnot. What do y'all think? And it's from a Discord post where Mahler said, by the way, given current market conditions, we might only release on PS5 and potentially Switch 2 for the time being. We'll have to discuss things with Microsoft to see what makes sense for the Xbox. Why is chat not refreshing? That is the weirdest thing. All right, we're good. All right, this guy here says, Thomas Mahler, please confirm. And then he says, there's nothing to officially confirm yet. We want to support consoles, and just looking at the numbers, PS5 makes the most sense. Ultimately, we'll ship on all platforms, but not likely at the same time, which is fair enough, I think. That's fine. I posted on X that thought about Pedro Pascal. Maybe someone will get it. Well, Pedro Pascal, the thing about him is funny is he's a lightning rod on like Twitter, where a post or something about him will cause a lot of people to like react. But if you make a video talking about him, people might not give a shit. It's the weirdest thing. Depends on the platform. Xbox wants more gay and lame. Yeah. All right, so Ginger Prime responded and said, that's the vibe I got for sure. My thought goes purely to Xbox's Play Anywhere as a feature that I personally love. And here is that Alan Wake guy that says, that will be me skipping the game then if it doesn't release on Xbox at the same time. Tired of being treated like a second-class citizen. All the best to them, but no thanks. Not a practice I can support. Guys, Twitch is full of nothing but, I swear to God, either people trying to promote themselves or spam or bots. I swear to God, like the day that Twitch finally bans me so I don't have to think about that platform anymore, it can't come soon enough. It starts fair. Keep going. Lost Ruins. Oh, never heard of that one. Okay, this person, South Sack Homie, says, I mean, it's not like they're Square Enix or some other giant corporation. As long as the game is on Xbox or Switch 2, I'm okay with waiting. I get what you're saying, though. Making Xbox users wait is getting to be an acceptable practice with some large publishers. So Alan Wake here says, it's simply not good enough as far as I'm concerned. I won't be supporting any studio that skips Xbox to prioritize PS5 or Switch. I'll spend my money on studios that release games day one and don't treat the platform that I'm stuck with as an afterthought. Well, okay. Here's the thing, Cage. I know where you're coming from. You are an Xbox fanboy, admittedly, and I've been on that side of the fence too. Now I just don't care. I no longer care about like exclusivity and all that. But I get what he's saying. I understand how it probably feels, where a lot of games get this PlayStation exclusivity like for the first year or whatever. But unfortunately, I think a lot of that's probably going to fall back on Microsoft not being workable or thinking too highly of themselves. Like at some point, you do have to put some of the blame on a publisher like Microsoft for not necessarily being like the most workable company. wait for his response. You just don't want to see him any more movies. Okay, Mahendra, neither do I, but typically I don't watch many new movies anyways. So if Pedro Pascal is in everything, well, I don't watch most movies. So as annoying as it is to see him in trailers, I don't subject myself to him. All right. So Thomas Mahler says, entitlement much? Oh boy. It costs a ton of resources to make a full console port. As I said, ultimately will be on all platforms, so that'll take some time. Moon is about quality above all, so if we do something, we want to take the time to do it right. This guy says, with respect, as a consumer, I am entitled to be entitled. It's my money that I spend on games, and if I see a game I've been really looking forward to skip my platform for what will likely end up being many months, I'll be entitled to spend my money elsewhere. All the best. I wonder if there's a response there. I don't see another response from Mahler about this, though. Like, I don't think that was that harsh of a response, to be honest. This guy K-Med, who's kind of an asshole, but he's told me before he's from Boston, so that's just the way he acts, I guess. I think he said Boston. Says, this sounds like a financial issue on your part, though. Should he have to cater to you because you only have an Xbox? Where's the outrage when PC gets a ton of games that never get released on console? Save it, homie. The platform you're stuck on is changing, and you're going to have to deal with it or change your platform of choice. He says, financial, no, I can afford to do as I wish. I simply wish to play games on the platform I've been playing on for many years and don't wish to start again on a new platform. I don't know. Dude, that sounds... This is like the Nintendo fanboys, Cage, that will basically eat shit from Nintendo 24/7, 365 and tell you how good it is and how good it tastes.
Do I need to be liked? Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked. I have to be liked.
I start my days Microsoft and end macro hard.
That's so funny. I start my days the exact opposite, dude. Oh, man. NS for 10 months. Hey, dude, I appreciate you, man. Hopefully you've been good. You're catching the first stream in 2 weeks. Yeah, Cage, I don't know. I understand what he's saying, and I understand where you're coming from, but I also look at it as somebody who I've been on both sides of this, and the way I look at it now is it seems that it is incredibly difficult to work with some of these publishers, and it's not just a hardware issue. Although if you look at the reports coming out about the Nintendo Switch 2, apparently Switch 2, the developers, there are a lot of studios that have requested the toolkits to get games ported over to the Switch 2, and Nintendo won't even pick up the phone. Like, they won't even get in touch with them to send them the toolkit to get the games ported over there. So, I don't know. This is why I just stick to PC. I've owned all of them and I'm done. Yeah. I mean, I understand having some sense of loyalty. I get that. Like I said, I've been there. I don't know if I'd call that crashing out. The only thing that I think you could be right about as far as that is calling somebody entitled. At the end of the day, you do have to understand, if you're Thomas Mahler, that people are going to have some weird loyalty to Sony or some weird loyalty to Nintendo or some weird loyalty to Xbox. That's the only way those platforms are still selling consoles. So calling people who buy those products entitled, yeah, it's a bad look. It's a bad look. There's no question there. Should he have used a different word? Yeah. I don't think that this was as bad as it could have been. But a lot of people... Okay, for example, this person here, Metallo Raven, entitlement, what the heck? Just like you're choosing to skip Xbox, we choose to make our voices. And again, it might not be them choosing to skip Xbox. Maybe Microsoft is being a dick and unworkable, you know? Another person saying, I hope you don't do business with the studio anymore, Xbox. Xbox community doesn't need them. Xbox gets really weird too, though, because when you factor in the amount of us people who play on Xbox, but play on our PC on Xbox games for Game Pass and all that kind of stuff, you know? There was far. Did he delete some tweets then? Because let me go back to Thomas Mahler's replies. Hang on a second. Let me just go back. Where? I thought we had... Oh, here we go. Nothing to officially confirm yet. This is from June 27th. That's where that was his response there about the entitlement. If there was more, oh, here we go. This was the original. This is the one I saw first. Okay. This is a long reply. Holy crap. All right. Phil, we don't need good games, Spencer. Hey, The Light. I've had Prey downloaded on my computer twice in like the last 3 years and never played it. I know. I need to. So bad that I'm not going to get the game that I was never going to buy. Yeah. You have to be careful about public statements if you know you're already a target to an entire political movement. That is true, too. He has to be very careful given the fact that he's been very vocal about being anti-DEI and crap. So he does need to realize that the people who are supporting him are doing it either in despite his opinions or because they believe he's like a based guy. So yeah, don't you have phones? Oh, man. And here we go. We got a Kickbot. Tired of streaming to 0? Let's change that. Yeah, let's stream to a bunch of bots. Oh, my God. I missed your previous message, NS. Let me see. Who was the Xbox guy who said we don't need good games? Yeah, screw them. Screw Xbox. They dug their own grave. I think Phil Spencer, didn't he say something along those lines? Okay, so... All right, going back to this where he said there's nothing to confirm. This person replied to Thomas, I guess, and said, well, this makes no sense. Xbox console far outweighs Switch 2 in sales and numbers. I don't know about that. Hasn't the Switch 2 already outsold the new Xbox? No, I'm pretty sure. The Switch 2 has already sold like 3.5 or 5 million units or something in like the first 2 months. Switch 2 is going to sell far, far more units than the new Xbox. It's not even close. Look it up. He was sat looking like Homelander after PlayStation won some platform award again. Oh yeah, I remember something about that. What was that about? All right. It says, you're limiting your own reach on purpose. Self-sabotage. Never mind. I'm sure the studio will be okay. I'm sure it will sell well enough on PS5 to keep the studio afloat. Detroit's Reaper says it's clearly just bait to get articles and engagement for the game because it can't do it on its own. Another guy says you're just creating this narrative yourself and running with it. He says, I don't worship anything, but it's obvious here, saying marketing conditions is the reason why Switch 2 has less available consoles than Xbox, as if that makes any sense. Okay. Again, I'm going to disagree with this. Currently, at the moment, there's more Xbox Series X and S's in existence than Switch 2s, but that's not going to be the case for very long. Switch 2 is going to outsell it. There's no question. I'll also play mostly exclusive on Nintendo hardware. I'm still glad emulation exists. I'm also highly insensitive to... Yeah. 30. Okay, yeah. So the thing about the difference between Xbox and Switch, where I will disagree with what I said previously about microphone, hello, console sales, is the fact that Microsoft has PC and not just console too. So that does open up the entire PC market as well. Speaking of which, Cage, have you played on PC? Or you have a PC, I'm pretty sure, or maybe you don't. Because Xbox recently for the app decided to merge Steam games with the Xbox app, and it's a complete mess now. I absolutely hate it. It's the worst thing ever. Let me see here. I don't care if the game comes to Xbox, but negative Xbox news is big for articles and clicks. He didn't need to say it. Johnny Cupcake says he said numbers, which meant the juice might not be worth the squeeze. Detroit's Reaper says narrative so tiring. Trying to say nobody buys games on Xbox is just a huge lie. Will it sell like PlayStation when PlayStation is 3-1? Absolutely not. But do people buy games? Yes, they do. Otherwise, nobody would put games on it. Well, there's the whole Game Pass argument. So I don't know. This gets a little more confusing than that. Johnny Cupcakes replies, says for a dev of their size, it's not worth it to sell it at the time. Don't you think that's a problem in itself? He's not the only one. Reaper responds, says not all games are on Game Pass, and even when they aren't, they still sell and hit top 5. Case in point. Wu Chang launched on Game Pass and on Steam, and Steam hit like 134,000 people. So you do have to, the argument that if you put a game on Game Pass, it won't sell is not true. It's been proven time and time again that there are still going to be people who buy the game on other platforms, whether it's on PC, whether it's on, again, consoles, even if it's on Game Pass. You know, it's, yeah. Reading Twitter replies, like reading a forum from 4chan. Yeah, and I try to summarize them because sometimes there's too much. All right, so he responds to this Detroit's Reaper guy, okay? Thomas Mahler does. Can you please stop having your mouth open about things you have absolutely no clue about? This is why people hate social media, because people with zero expertise and absolutely no experience in the subject are so adamant about adding their 2 cents. The fact is that making the Xbox ports takes months of our time and it costs a great amount of resources. We want to move to consoles as fast as we can, so we're obviously picking the console that has the highest install base. All other consoles will follow after that. It's as simple as that. Ay. I mean, he's better off not saying anything at all. ONS. Let me see here. He's too creepy for me to look into it further. No, yeah, it's not his sister. That's Pedro's brother. It's his brother, man. Brother in a dress. I just started Majora's Mask and can't believe I skipped it for so long. Nah, dude, honestly, I think Ocarina of Time was better, but Majora's Mask was just, again, it was like 3 years later, so there was more to it. Thomas Mahler just wrecked his game. Possibly, but, you know, a lot of people have, quote-unquote, wrecked their game before, and it'll still go on to do okay. The thing about it is, can we be honest? Was the game ever going to sell tens of millions of copies anyways? This is not a situation like with Ember with Grums, or Pirate Software with Heartbound, or an actual AAA game, or let's talk about like Escape from Tarkov, which has millions of people who own copies of it, I'm sure, and the game's been in beta for like 10 years. This is a game that is going to have a relatively small audience and hasn't been like in development hell for like, 10 years now. But it was never going to have the mass appeal of a game like of, let's say, Expedition 33 size, or I don't know. I don't think that this game was ever going to be the next big thing. Could it have done well? Sure. Mahendra, I'm reading, buddy. I'm trying to do both, all right? While playing Wu Chang, I realized the game is hard, but I'm harder. I haven't played Wu Chang yet. That's what the voices told me. I don't know, man. I don't think Wu Chang is that interesting, to be honest. Way to Ziegler at Mahler. Love that game, but it's cool to see that games I have no attachment to are also good. See, here's the thing. Here was my childhood experience with Ocarina of Time, and then going on to play Majora's Mask. I was one of those kids that I had such a sentimental attachment to the story of the first game that when they didn't have a follow-up, when they didn't have a sequel with Majora's Mask, when it completely didn't care about the events of Ocarina of Time and it just went on to tell its own story, I was massively let down. The game was still good and it had a ton of things to do and it had a lot of like value for the time and money I spent, on it. I just wanted to continue the storyline of the first game. And yeah. No mass appeal, but 35 million times 0 is 0, yeah. Sequel of Twilight Princess. That's fair. That is fair. And I need to go back and play that. I only played it all the way through one time. Oh, yeah, no, the casting for Link and Zelda, and they look good. They actually look good. They cast the perfect looking people for those roles. You've got a slightly effeminate but still obviously male actor. And then, of course, you have a girl that is a biological girl that's cute and she'll look the part. So, yeah, vshojo controversies. Dude, that's crazy stuff. I'm not even paying that much attention to the whole vshojo thing. This is stuff, like I said, that I've been like, people have been talking about. I'll get on Twitter for 5 minutes and look and go, what the hell is this? Like, this whole thing is blowing up. Apparently, this is a big deal. So hang on a second. Where is the article I had? Here we go. Yeah, we'll get to the Steam thing in a second. So apparently, what is this? vshojo is a agency for VTubers. Talent agency, I guess. I don't know. And this company is melting down. They put out a statement from the CEO, which we'll get into in a second. I don't need that browser tab. In fact, let me get rid of all these browser tabs while I'm thinking about it. Like, this is the one thing that's going to make me feel like an absolute boomer, is trying to cover this vshojo stuff, because I don't know anything about VTubing. I just don't care. Dude, I'm looking at more bots on Kick and Twitch. Holy shit. Dude. Quillpig, the cool thing about Majora's Mask is the 3-day cycle. It's really cool. It's a money laundering scam. Oh, interesting. Die in the Hill at Kaylee Spaney should have been cast as Ellie instead of the potato. Dude, I mean, honestly, yeah. There's a lot of people that should have been cast instead of the potato. It's an American agency. Ah, okay. A sequel's impossible when that dude hits puberty. Good. I don't want a live-action Legend of Zelda anyways. I don't know how it's going to work, but at least for one movie, they cast some people that it'll work for. And then if they go with Idris Elba or something like that for Ganon, that wouldn't actually piss me off too much. But I'm hoping they stick with the idea of casting a no-name, because that'll be the best way to go, in my personal opinion. Ooh, Ethereum's up. Why does cryptocurrency always go up overnight? Is that when people are like doing fishy things? Maybe that's what it is. Hey, fellow bots. No, Burner, you're not a bot. Don't worry, the chat will hold your hand. I sure hope so. Outer Wilds, as blind as you can. Well, I've never played it, so that's about as blind as I can. VTubers are still off to you. I know, but this is a big thing. This is a huge thing, apparently. All right, so what was this? July 24th? So just a couple days ago, vshojo put out an official statement on Twitter. It says, vshojo has failed, and this is from Justin, the CEO. And I've mismanaged the company into the situation you're all witnessing. So today I'm sharing the difficult news that vshojo is shutting down, and I take full responsibility for the decisions that led us to this point. I've been doing everything I can to fundraise and right the ship these past few months, but despite my efforts, we are in a worse position, and those I care about are now paying the price. Over the past few years, we raised around $11 million to pursue a bold, talent-first approach in VTubing, prioritizing creators and community over short-term profits to achieve long-term sustainability. Can I say something real quick? The Kira situation, I have not. Dude, NS, I haven't made a video in like 2 weeks. This is the first live stream in almost 2 weeks. I don't even know who the Kira VTuber is. I think VTubing is going to get oversaturated really, really, really quickly. And I say that as somebody who doesn't typically watch VTubers. Like, I'm subscribed or follow... hang on. Sorry, I shut my back door because my retard neighbors and it's getting too warm in here. If I follow one VTuber on Twitch, that Gotcha Guns guy, only because he takes guns apart, and that's cool. And then there's... I don't actually watch any other VTubers. Maybe once in a while, if Gundam counts as a VTuber, I'll catch a video here or there, and that's about it. But I think it's getting oversaturated. I think it's going to implode. Like, the market for it is getting tapped out. The Kira Alyssa Simp spot. Oh, yeah. I haven't covered that. I didn't really think it was worth covering, to be honest. I don't know. I was talking to a few people like Hypnotic and Smash Empress. Few of us were talking about it behind the scenes, but like I shared with them that's like I had somebody, and I mentioned, I didn't specify you. I said I had somebody that would kind of warn me about her early on, and I never divulged any personal information. So for me personally, it's like I didn't really have anything to add to it. So Rev Hero, hey, yeah. So okay, so Rev is a VTuber that I have watched videos from. So yeah. For some reason, I didn't think of Rev when I thought of VTubers. I don't know. Anyways, it says here, we also wanted talent to own their IP, which we knew was a unique creator-first approach for an agency. However, despite all our efforts, the business failed to generate the revenue we needed to sustain that model. And eventually we ran out of money. Hey, Mari. Additionally, I acknowledge that some of the money spent by the company was raised in connection with talent activity, which I later learned was intended for a charitable initiative. At the time, we were working hard to raise additional investment capital to cover our costs, and I firmly believed, based on the information available to us, that we would be able to do so and cover all expenses. We were unsuccessful in our fundraising efforts. I made the decision to pursue funding, and I own its consequences. I am deeply sorry to all the talent, staff, friends, and community members who believed in our brand. You did not deserve this. And then there's this community note that was added to it that says, Justin claims, where's this at? Justin claims to not know the purpose of the funds, but he personally congratulated Iron Mouse, a big VTuber, on the completion of her charity fundraising event and reposted Ludwig directly mentioning that half the funds would go to charity. He was wearing the shirt of the charity and promotional materials at the time. Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad. Yeah, I don't watch Hero Hey, Hero Hi, however you pronounce it, but I do watch Rev from time to time. Like, typically Rev is who I go to if there's a topic, like a video like this, something that I have no knowledge about, and I'll watch him. But again, like I said, work is typically when I watch videos, and I've been so busy at work with like having my family help me and stuff that I haven't even had time to really pay too much attention to it. So Iron Mouse responded, and this is from esports from Sports Illustrated. How does Sports Illustrated have an esports section? What is the world coming to at this point? Oh my god. She says, "You broke my heart." vshojo's statement has sparked responses from across the streaming world, including plenty of flaming remarks from notable VTubers. Earlier today, vshojo CEO Justin Gunrun Ignacio announced that the company would be shutting down, though the answers he provided with his statement aren't flying with the former vshojo talent nor the larger VTuber and content creation communities. Did he just take the money and run? Isn't Sports Illustrated entirely politics now? Pretty much. I think that's kind of what it's devolved into. Quick summary? Oh, sweet. I love you for this, man. Hang on a second. Let me see. vshojo is a VTube talent agency. The company itself, when it comes to adhering to labor laws, has to prioritize their employed workers, so they're very loose and exploitative with the actual VTubers. They treat them like freelance workers, so they don't have to adhere to the labor laws in regards to them. Also, the post from Justin is trying to claim ignorance with regards to pursuing growth for the entity. This is being done so he can have his bankruptcy claim approved. Oh, it's Ludwig? Oh, I read that as Ludwig. Why is it Ludwig? That's stupid. I like Ludwig better. Like Ludwig von Beethoven, you know? Yeah, exactly. Like ESPN and Sports Center. Is Ironheart an English VTuber? I assume so with a name like Ironheart. I don't know. Oh, Ironheart. Iron Mouse. Oh my god, not Ironheart. Oh, I don't know. Mari, are you still going to do a VTuber model? I know that you figured out how to stream and do all that with an actual cam, so I wasn't sure if you were going to do a VTuber model or not. All right, so it says, in the first public statement made by vshojo, since Iron Mouse quit the company and alleged that management was withholding funds from her and more than $500,000 meant as a charitable donation to the Immune Deficiency Foundation, Gunrun all but acknowledged that vshojo misused that money. And so that was the statement there. Iron Mouse simply responded by saying, "You broke my heart, my spirit, and my trust." As expected, GEEGA had the most ruthless takedown for the statement. I don't know who that is. Giga? That must be another VTuber. Saying that vshojo didn't just fail, many staff and leadership failed vshojo. She wanted to say that vshojo management failed to communicate properly, using talent money to cover operating costs without informing them and using them as cash cows to keep the company afloat. Buy a webcam for PC to do reaction. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Iron Mouse is Latina. Okay. Yeah, basically embezzlement is what it sounds like. Honestly, the VTuber thing, I think it can be cool, but personally, I don't know. Like, Mari, you're already a girl, and so for you, I think the reason people are drawn to VTubers because let's put it honestly. I think for most VTubers, the character they create is better looking than the real person behind the lens. If we're being honest about most VTubers, I imagine. And so you imagine most VTubers are probably like 400 pounds with nose rings and pink hair and shit. So if you don't look like that, you're better off just to use a regular camera, you know? They also went hard on politics on the side of Reddit. Oh my. Yeah. Yeah, but I know that the VTuber stuff is expensive also. You like the Japanese version? You like the original version of Ironheart is what you're saying, the one that Disney and Marvel stole. Let's see. So I guess Giga is going to be leaking a bunch of lore about all this stuff. I don't know. She ended her statement reminding Gunrun that former vshojo talent know who in the company worked on their contracts, alleging that they were playing games instead of working on time-sensitive tasks and leaked information. Kei-san, who interviewed the vshojo Japan CEO live on stream before quitting the company on July 22nd, followed that up by calling out what she views as a dishonest statement, considering it didn't even address specific talent, who have not been paid for upward of 10 months in some cases. Holy crap. Reason for a VTuber or a V is you don't need to dress up and do hair. Oh no, I know, and it's not all. I guarantee it's not all women or all people who do the VTuber thing, and for some, maybe it's just pure anonymity, you know. But I think in general, there's probably a certain amount there. vshojo was never talent first. When Shy Lily was being attacked for playing Hogwarts Legacy, they told her she's a disappointment. Oh man, I remember. Oh my god, that was back then. Holy crap. Dude, that whole Hogwarts Legacy thing feels like a lifetime ago. Hang on a second. I almost tell if a YouTuber calls me Kagi or Kage instead of Cage. My name is pronounced Cage. Cage, you've had a few too many to drink tonight, haven't you? Wait, the CEO told her live on stream that the company had plenty of money and then they just decided not to pay the talent. Oh man, there's gonna be some lawsuits. Holy crap. But again, where's vshojo based out of? Like, where's the company actually based out of? Like, this could be an international thing for a lot of these people. She asked why vshojo management didn't communicate with its talent, why she had to hear all about this 2 weeks ago from some of the other VTubers instead of the company, and vshojo England, or English, I guess, apparently lied to the Japan branch about how everything was good and taken care of a week ago. Emily, I don't know, Emily called out another alleged lie that she was told during negotiations. I'm sorry, I'm burping up chili dogs. Excuse me. Where said management promised that they wouldn't pull something like Copium Merch did. Says, I'm so beyond disappointed and frustrated I don't even know what to feel anymore. Natasha Nanners, who left vshojo in April 2023, has openly commented on many issues with payment and treatment from her time with the company in a recent stream, also spoke out about the statement. This is insane. Dude. There's a chance talent will actually get paid when they dismantle. Ooh, Elden Ring. You'd rather be yourself. See, the thing is, I think for most people, they can appreciate that it's like, well, if you have already streamed in person and you either don't use a webcam for a stream or a video or you have a VTuber model, it's probably because you're having a fat day or a bad hair day or you're in your PJs or you don't look your best, you don't feel your best, whatever. That makes sense. Like, I can respect that. For me, I feel like for a lot of people, the assumption has always been if you are completely anonymous online, not just like, you know, not giving your full legal name and address, but like actually anonymous where you've never shown your face, typically it's going to be because you're not exactly like the best looking person. Now I have to make chili dogs with an IPA. Dude, I'm not a big IPA guy. Legal Mindset covered this. Yeah, isn't he like a massive VTubing fan though? It's primarily Japanese, but they also had an English branch based in U.S. California. Oh, interesting. Okay. I assume she's playing the base game, but maybe she's playing Night Rain. I don't know. Honestly, not a whole lot of people seem to really care that much about Night Rain. They sold a shitload of copies when the game first launched, but you don't see many people actually playing it right now. Who's this? We got Vicky Spade. Says, all I can say is it's been bad for a long time, and I warned everyone as much as I could. It was so much worse than you could imagine. The VTubers make the agency, not the other way around. To take advantage of those who you trusted is vile. Oh, this is from Silvervale. Never derive your value from an agency. Believe in yourself and your content because you're worth so much more than you can imagine. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, well, not just that, Mari, but I just flat out, I try to keep a certain amount of personal, private information private, just for safety of me and my family, not just for like from lefties and this and that. But I don't know. It's one of those. I don't want some random wacko showing up to my work. Sure, I can protect myself, Second Amendment and all that good stuff, but I don't know. Tell me how many YouTubers are actually the best looking. Most are way below average, but who cares if they have great content? Right. So, but Empress, my point is not that people have to be attractive. It helps. Being attractive helps certain people to succeed. My point is that it creates the illusion that people who might not look their best might be better looking or might not. That's more what I'm talking about. Is it creates that mystery, and the mystery, especially for guys, because let's be honest, a lot of the sexy looking VTuber models are designed to be titillating to guys. And so the idea is you draw the guys in, and that puts the idea in their mind, especially when you have the girl with the little cute anime voice and the little ooh-woo crap. It puts the idea in their head that maybe the chick behind that VTuber model is actually hot, and maybe they're into them and all that. It's just designed, I mean, I get it. I respect it, but I'm just saying that's kind of where my mind is on the entire thing. Nightreign primarily meant for Souls players who would have a love a boss rush mode. Boss design and game mechanics are pretty damn good. Yeah, oh no, NS, I'm not, I wouldn't throw a shade at Nightreign from what I've seen, other than some issues when the game first launched. The game seems like a cool idea. I don't know. It's like the 1-900 numbers. Oh man. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, you call them sex phone line operators and you get some fat, man doing his sexy voice behind the other line, yeah. Large percentage of millennials never stop watching cartoons, and VTubers also play into that metric. Fair enough. Put black seaweed on your tooth next and see what happens. Maybe. Give that a try. Hey, Mahendra. I'm glad you're back. Burner's front. And somebody else can be in the middle. All right. So moving on to, I think, the more spicy topic that I know Mahendra's been dying to have us cover on a stream. Issues with the game when it first launches. From Software summed up in one line. I mean, it feels like that. But here's the thing. You know that FromSoft is going to deliver eventually. It's just a matter of getting through that initial first couple of months where something is rough or needs to be patched or needs to have something ironed out. But you know that they're going to get it eventually. That's the thing about them. All right, so guys, this entire thing could take forever, or it could be something that we can bust through in about 10-15 minutes. Because I did want to check out Killing Floor 3. I haven't tried the multiplayer yet. But this has been a big thing. This has been blowing up all over the internet. This was going all the way back to July 16th on this article from Niche Gamer here. Says Steam updates rules to comply with payment processor censorship. And this is where a lot of this kicked off, I think. Again, because I haven't been able to like keep up with all the news and cover everything. I've been hearing bits and pieces, just kind of hanging with, trying to keep an eye on what's going on. So it says Steam, this is again from about a week and a half ago. Steam, the largest PC gaming platform, has recently updated their rules for developers to prohibit content that may run afoul of their nebulous standards of payment processors. According to Automaton, the new rules remain vague and directly mention how this restriction is mandated by payment processors such as card networks and banks, saying that developers should not submit content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by Steam's payment processors and related card networks. Now again, in particular, it's certain kinds of adult-only content. This is a situation, I've talked about this on Discord. There are credit card companies that are restricting certain types of purchases that have nothing to do with adult content. So for example, when my state of Washington started putting in a lot of the laws and restrictions about assault rifles, rifles that can hold more than, 10 rounds in a magazine and everything else, there were a lot of credit card companies who around that same time started to decline transactions if you were trying to purchase handguns, rifles, ammunitions, anything that they deemed was not acceptable or anything that you should be allowed to buy, right? So this is where this got into a situation where credit card companies are telling you, even though you have good credit, even though we've approved you for a $10,000 credit card and you should be able to spend it on whatever you want to, we're going to dictate how you can spend your money. Even if you're not spending on anything illegal, we're not talking about illegal activity. We're not calling about, we're not talking about a situation where, well, I want to go buy $10,000 worth of cocaine. Well, you can't do that legally anyway, so there's nowhere you can go and spend money on your credit card for that. This is a situation, social credit score. This is a situation where the credit card companies are deeming your activities, how you want to spend your money, as either moral or immoral, and then, of course, telling you what you can and can't spend your money on. No other game has a rebound story like No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, dude, for real. Yeah, it's infuriating, Cage. It's called debanking. Yeah. This is why physical money is better than credit cards. Well, this is why good and bad, like the whole cryptocurrency thing, the alternate platforms, the alternate currencies are great. The problem is that the government inevitably gets involved in everything. So while cryptocurrency seemed like it was going to be something that could avoid a lot of this debanking crap to have an alternate form of currency, it's only a matter of time before that's completely gobbled up and regulated by the government anyways. So as much as I would be a proponent of cryptocurrency as another means of, monetization and stuff, it's just unfortunately it is what it is. It's going to be another avenue that the government just gets in the middle of. If you look at credit card company rules, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty insane. Yeah, Cage, here's the thing. We're not talking about, you go back a couple months, the game that was pulled off of Steam. Hey, Mari!
It is like this tangible thing that you can
see if this works. I know. Hey, man, I'm so sorry, Mari. She's been having issues. She wanted to super comments, I guess.
Let's see if it works this time. Stay safe out there, Dan San. I wish you great health and prosperity. Folded
Dan San,
hands.
it's Daniel San. Thank you, Mari. Appreciate you. Yeah, no, I don't know why it wouldn't let you leave a super thanks on a video or whatever. But hey, it worked. Dollars can't be controlled by companies. Prosperity. It's all good. I know what you meant. John Rich's Old Glory Bank supposed to be partnering with Rumble to create an alternative to Stripe. Quillpig, I don't know. I'd like to see alternate forms of banking and everything else, but unfortunately, they all seem to go the same route. Is Mari first now? Oh, hey, look at that. There you go. I don't know how much that converts to from AED, but I appreciate you, Mari. Thanks again. All right, so it says, in recent months, payment processors such as Visa and MasterCard have been throwing their weight around to try and effectively ban content they find disagreeable. This is the key word here, okay? We're not talking about criminal. We're talking about disagreeable. And this goes back to Steam choosing to pull that game off their platform a couple months ago, which in theory I don't have a problem with because Steam is a storefront. And as a person that has a business, I can choose what I want to sell and what I don't want to sell. Steam has every right to say, yeah, we don't want to sell this kind of content. The problem is they already do, and it was a game that was singled out by activists. So it's like there's so much worse on Steam, but for some weird reason, this one game as well, it kicked off the entire firestorm. So again, I don't want to get into like the whole nitty gritty of all that crap. Hey, Tekla. But it did kind of kick off this entire conversation about censorship and Steam trying to, mitigate, I guess, between what's moral, what's legal, what should be acceptable, what's not. It's crazy. Moostercard and Vasa. At least one CS supporter already calls for them to go after Cortana and Lara Croft. They get a 1W, now it's going downhill. Yeah, exactly. All these anti-Semites controlling the banking industry. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a big deal a few months ago, Quillpig. Me about the hot guy tells the hot girl that he wants to buy something. Fat girl comes in and is like, she's not interested. Oh, you mean like the girl blocking the guy asking the girl out, but they just did it with that instead. Yeah, the No Mercy game. And again, personally, I don't care if the game is on Steam or not, because Steam has every right to say, yeah, there's a certain type of game that we're not going to sell or host on our platform. In the same way that Nexus mods can do whatever they want to, they just need to be honest and stop lying and saying, well, we're not politically biased. No, if you're going to be a mod site with a political bias, admit it, and then people can choose whether or not they want to go to you for their mods, The problem is the dishonesty, and that's really what it comes down to. make Adidas shoes while you're at it. There you go. I buy my tennis shoes on clearance at Costco for like less than $20. So ain't nobody making money when I buy tennis shoes. They're covering their cost, and that's about it. So it says sites in both Japan and the West have been hit with the restrictions. Victims include Patreon, Fansly, and Japanese retailers such as DL Site. I don't know anything about DL Site. After Fansly effectively banned certain VTubers and content creators, many of them moved to R Play. I'm not going to click on that link. Japan has been particularly targeted by these efforts. Earlier this year, payment processors allegedly withheld funds from developers who sold their game on Steam based solely on their game's objectionable content. As a result of being targeted, Japanese retailers and lawmakers are becoming the largest obstacle to payment processor censorship, with free speech activist Councilman Yamada Taro and former Prime Minister Fumio Kishida calling out payment processors as the problem. Furthermore, multiple adult games were removed from Steam in a short period, likely coinciding with the new rules update. It's unclear what chilling effects these rules will have on Steam's burgeoning adult games market. That's going to be really interesting to see. Start my own entity. Named on the very first idea I pitched to Dan, HBMC. Adidas shoes sold only at Aldi's would be peak. Oh my god. All right. iPhones. Wow, you guys are full of it tonight. Holy crap. All right, so this takes us to some of this other stuff. Legendary Drops says because of Visa, MasterCard, and Discover's effective monopoly, they get to roll over any company and control digital marketplaces. It's so effing stupid. Agreed. Then this gets into the reason for this is because of Collective Shout. Collective Shout, a group of activists. I'm not sure. Was Collective Shout involved in the No Mercy game, or was it a different group of activists who got the game pulled from Steam? But Kata says companies like Collective Shout are a cancer to the gaming industry and art in general, trying to stop creativity because of fee-fees, even though they don't even play the effing games. Next, they'll try to get Skyrim taken down due to the themes of oppression of races in the game. This isn't something we as gamers should just stand around and be silent about. Call these mother effers out. This is Sweet Baby Inc., but on a grander scale, because these people have actually silenced games and now have gotten payment processors involved. This is a big deal. I'm not standing for it. And so this was a post from Collective Shout. I'm not sure when this was from. There's no date on it, but it's a screenshot from their Twitter account. It says, "Stop video game Detroit Become Human depicting child abuse and violence against women being sold in Australia." Okay, this is their issue, is games that depict things. Not even games that have like really awful things in them, but games that depict certain things are somehow like the worst thing ever. And I have this tweet I'm finding for you guys because this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Let me pull this up. All right. Here we go. Localizers don't allow us to continue to be weird to the extreme. Yeah. Baffles me is why or how are these activists government backed? Because they always are. And they also support Cuties as a movie. That is one of the things I believe that was on a tweet that I'm not sure if I have or not. So here you go. This was a tweet from earlier today. All right. 1.3 million views. Now, it's from somebody playing Body Cam on TikTok. All right. For anybody who doesn't know, Body Cam is a first-person shooter game. Let me pull this up and mute it. Body Cam is a first-person shooter game. This is not real. This is a video game. You can make the argument that at some point video games become too real-looking and it becomes disturbing to have games, you know, actually be playable. Like he just shoots the guy on the ground there who's writhing around in pain, obviously. But this is still not real, okay? It's a video game. No real people are being hurt in the process of playing this game, all right? Now, at this point now, you're just talking about quality and graphics. The difference between this game and a pixel game is simply how it looks, nothing more. That's all it is. All right, so this person actually tweeted out, "This is footage from a new video game called Body Cam. If your kids play video games, please pay attention." Well, you should do that anyways. "It's available to people of all ages, including kids." No, it's not. No, it's not. "Lord, this is why the young don't value life." Again, blaming the video games instead of actual societal issues. "Real life doesn't have a respawn. There is no reset or new game." Okay, so I quote tweeted and said, "This is the most retarded thing I've read all week. We already have payment processors shutting off access to content they deem unacceptable. Now this asshat is trying to induce another post-Columbine wave of blaming shit like the Matrix and video games on IRL violence. And of course, readers added context says you must affirm that you are 18 or older to access and purchase body cam on Steam. It's the same crap. Yeah, Collective Shout privated their account, exactly. Weirdly sensitive INET, destruction, F freedom and art, yep. Remember Dan and the gang, you cannot say I gave up without saying I gay. Yeah, I gay for sure. But again, this is the same kind of crap we're talking about. You can't play that because it's too violent. It might hurt people in real life, okay? Be a better parent? Yeah. How about if your kid has a Steam account and they're not 18, don't let them buy the game. Being obligated to do push-ups because you misgendered some weird character is far more dangerous to children's brains, yes. Well, because one is indoctrinating, the other one is it's not real. Now look, I have long wondered for like a very long time here. I know all the studies exist. I know that video games do not lead to real-world violence, okay? There's lots of studies that show that playing a video game does not make you go out and murder somebody. Now, can it desensitize you? To an extent. So can movies, so can seeing, like opening up your phone and seeing people getting killed on Twitter. You know, all that stuff will desensitize you for sure. But does it make you more prone, like more likely to go out and just start murdering people? No. A great quote from RoboCop for Collective Shout. Bitches leave. Yeah. Right. But again, that's just the mentality these same kind of people have. And so, of course, I can't even see this post, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is one from Collective Shout that's been deleted. So this is something that Collective Shout put out there, but of course they're privated, so you can't see it now. Person says, I feel sick. Read the comments of the vile men upset that Collective Shout is encouraging corporations to withdraw support for sales of a game depicting, assault of women and girls for entertainment. Desensitizing men and boys to this activity has real-life impacts on women and girls. Show me a study. How about, I'm gonna say something very controversial. Bringing over third world immigrants who have no respect for men, women, or children at all, and flooding them into countries in the Western world that have very different cultures from them, and then not punishing those people when they do those things to women in real life is far worse for women than bad video games. My dad used to play Tetris, but he's disorganized. Hey, there you go. Exactly. Person here responds, if you're feeling sick now, just wait till more people find out about who did this. You're all in the crossfire of gamers. This is the beginning. And this other guy says, these women don't understand that a lot of gamers have a grudge against women and will do some vile shit to get back at them. Oh, yes. Because men hate women, apparently. This person here, a woman says, firstly, gamers exist. Secondly, a lot of gamers are married to women. Third, most gamers who are none of these are more likely to be massive burnouts. Fourth, of the women who do get rejected by gamers are tourists seeking clout and shit that doesn't fly anymore. Female VTubers who play video games are extremely common. So yeah, pointing out that it's not just men, obviously. Twitch ban alert. I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping. Uh-oh. Terroristic activity, huh? Okay, hang on a second. well, NS, there's that famous line that Carl Benjamin said to that female politician, right? So, I'm not going to say it, but can't make John Wick because it supports violence against puppies. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. In most cases, the violence against women is shown as the reason the main character is being so violent against the perpetrators. Right, so now we're talking about, not only are we talking about stifling artistic freedom and trying to establish characters, and sometimes in movies you can get away, and in video games as well, without depicting things in horribly graphic detail, okay? I think that there are plenty of ways in movies and in storytelling that you don't have to go into detail to tell somebody what happened. But sometimes pushing it a little harder, a little further, will show just how terrible the event was that caused the person to snap or whatever. I've literally wrote a college paper for a sociology class, sourced as well, that violent games are actually detracting from real-world violence. Right. Biggest issue here is girls don't respect man's hobbies. Well, I don't think that's what's leading to women being, assaulted in real life. But yes, this idea that women have to control men, or that men are so bad that it's this idea that traditionally men's hobbies, male dominated spaces, have to change so drastically to allow women to be in them. So for example, video games are a perfect example. There are so many types of games that exist. I think Legendary Drops on a video said last year alone, like there was 40,000 PC games that were released on Steam. The number could be off, but it's some crazy number, right? Of those tens of thousands of games on PC, plenty of them I'm sure are cozy games that girls like to play, that aren't violent, that don't have anything with any of these weird depictions. And then there's the games that girls do enjoy, like Madame Savvy here, who gets into like a lot of the weird games that are super degenerate that I would never touch. There's something for everybody. The idea that once you've entered the hobby, you have to change it to make it more sanitized and acceptable for you because there might be some games that you find reprehensible. You don't have to play them. You don't have to touch them. Like, you can just leave those things alone. You don't have to go in and change the hobby. They should watch Takopi Original Sin anime. I bet Collective Shout loves a particular scene from History of Violence and thinks that one's artistic. Yeah, you mean the one with Viggo Mortensen with his tallywagger flopping around? Yeah. So Madame Savvy quote tweeted them and said, they're lying now. The account, though, goes on to say that women can't let men just be happy, so Collective Shout is retweeting whatever sounds good to them with no further thought. It's what they think. This isn't about protecting kids. It's about getting back at men out of some fan fiction grudge. Thank you for admitting that none of this is about children. It only took 24 hours for your meltdown to reveal the truth. On top of that, you dumbasses labeled me a man because you can't imagine a woman pushing back, but most women do push back. Go open the fictional fantasy novels at a bookstore penned by women. Gaze upon the raunchy shenanigans, far more deviant than any game made for men could dream of. Even I, an open-minded person, have had to close books and never revisit them, but unlike you, I don't need the government to ban them. Exactly. Yeah, seriously, did everything. Yep. Madame Savvy gets into, she gets into some weird stuff. Okay. Granted, I have never watched the games that she has streamed or played or tried to play them myself, but she has admitted that she gets into a lot of like the weird bondage. I don't want to go into it on stream, but from what I imagine, it's stuff that I would never ever feel comfortable playing. So yeah, of course, this goes back to itch.io, again, site where you can get these like indie developer games changing their rules and policies. So I think I've got that brought up here. Let me see here real quick on the itch.io updates. Update on NSFW content. We have de-indexed all adult NSFW content from our browser search pages. We understand this action is sudden and disruptive. Truly sorry for the frustration and confusion caused by this change. Recently, we came under scrutiny from our payment processors regarding the nature of some content hosted on itch.io due to a game titled No Mercy, which was temporarily available on itch.io before being banned in April. The organization Collective Shout launched a campaign against Steam and itch.io, directing concerns to our payment processors about the nature of certain content found on both platforms. Again, it goes back to Collective Shout. Hey, Lugia! How was Mexico, my dude? Yeah, they labeled Madame Savvy a man many times in their tweets and articles. Yeah. Hot blonde woman against ugly fat freaks. Is she, I mean, she's pretty. I'm not gonna say hot, but again, I like mine with a little bit of meat on their bones. Marin character from my Dress Up Darling anime loves playing eroge visual novel games where she does cosplayer. Well, that's entirely different. Weird fetish games, yeah, that's what she's into. It's very ironic that itch.io started as an NSFW content hub. Well, that's the thing. It's going to get to where everything. It's like, okay, I could live. It's kind of like how I say, look, I don't want alcohol banned. Okay. I do not want the United States to try to do prohibition again and ban alcohol. If they banned alcohol, would it affect me at all? Not really. I don't drink much. Like, I might have a beer once in every couple of weeks or more infrequently than that. Do I want them to ban alcohol? No. Because I think people should be allowed to consume alcohol. I don't think the government has any right to tell them not to. You can't change the world if you don't control what people can and can't do. That's very true. Very true, DJ. Nintendo's been crazy severe with jiggle physics games. I don't need to keep those games off the platform. I just want them sequestered in the eShop so I don't have to see them. And that's the thing, Quillpig. Like, everybody is entitled to enjoy the types of games that they want, to enjoy the types of entertainment, unless it is actually breaking a law. Again, there are still laws in place to protect minors, to protect people that are truly being victims of a crime of some sort. Again, depictions of minors in compromising situations are not allowed in video games. It doesn't exist. That's why when there was that stupid Fandom Pulse article about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, with all the other issues with that game, the one thing they honed in on was, oh my god, the codex says that Hans was 15, so clearly this game features depictions of minors. And it's like, no, it doesn't. There's a reason for that, because that would be committing a crime. That would make the game guilty of violating multiple international laws. Like, Steam would be in so much issue for hosting that game. Never happened. No, it didn't happen. Because clearly the game didn't get delisted. Nobody was sued. Rule 34 site got blocked by the UK. Dude, honestly, like I said, I've been so out of the loop for the last couple weeks, being just busy drowning in work, that this whole UK thing with them banning all this stuff, it's crazy. How many actors started in the pornography industry? Stallone famously. Did Stallone start doing that? Man, that's crazy. Devs gather money for project off by making smutty slop games. This ban undermines small indie developers. That's a really interesting way to look at it, actually. I never thought about it like that. They don't ban cigarettes despite them putting warnings on cigarettes because smoking causes cancer. No, so what they do for cigarettes is they say you can't smoke indoors. In my state, that was one of the things they put through like 20 years ago because they don't want you smoking on other people. Fair enough. I don't want to get smoked on, so they can still smoke it, just go outside. Instead of banning tobacco, they just tax it out of affordability. Yeah. I won't play KCD2 because they switched the entire city. Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of complaints about KCD2. No, the other stuff was completely made up shit. That was Fandom Pulse needing to bang that drum as hard as they could. That was when I noped out. When John and JDA decided that that's the direction they were going to take the argument, that's when I stopped. I was like, I'm done with you guys. But beyond that, I mean, like I said, there are things that are illegal that will keep a game from ever making it onto a platform where you could purchase it. Rightfully so. That was not one of them. UK is becoming the 1984 that the creator predicted. Yeah, it seems that way. That's the craziest part. Secret of Mana has uncensored pictures of enemies. I'm not sure about that. Let me see here. How many actors? I saw that one. I'm literally an alcoholic. It's in my name. Prohibition kind of created organized crime, right? Would be surprised if your previous comment got taken down. Let me see. What'd you say, NS? When I take over the Western world, I'll make sure my HBMC policy applies to feminists like these first. Oh, man. All right, so. Called a syntax. What's called a syntax? Is that something on games? Or what are we talking about? Yeah, dude, I played some video games back in the day. If you go back to Castlevania, Super Castlevania, I think it's Castlevania 4 on Super Nintendo. Pretty sure, like, in the first 15 minutes, you're playing against Medusa as one of the bosses, and she's got her titties out and stuff. That is something that, for a PG game, I guess you could say, like an E for everyone game, you wouldn't have these days. Absolutely nuts. But again, pixelated, so you can kind of get away with it. So they said our ability to process payments is critical for every creator on our platform. To ensure we can continue to operate and provide a marketplace for all developers, we must prioritize our relationship with our payment partners and take immediate steps towards compliance. Wah, wah. Like, what do you expect? That's just the way this goes, right? Every time. Vera said, payment processors now control our entertainment. If you support this, you're evil, plain and simple. Yep. Now, this person here, L.S. Kennedy, okay, is a Collective Shout campaigner. Ethics, compliance, supply chain, core governance, and behavior. End objectification of women and sexualization of children. Tweets are my own. Interesting. Okay. I don't know what she quote tweeted, but because it was from Collective Shout, and they're privated now. She said, when your work inspires this level of vitriol, you know you're doing good things. So proud of the women I work alongside. Plus, I'm so appreciative of the thousands of individuals backing our organization to change corporate behavior and end sexploitation. No, we won't be silenced. The funniest thing is these people that in real life are pro-sex work, right? They're pro-sex work. They're pro girls doing what they need to be promiscuous and make money off of men doing all sorts of things, right? But at the same time, they look at a video game as sexploitation. Very Dark's Gen Z. Yeah, she's younger than I am. Twilight Princess says hot fairies. Dude, even Ocarina of Time had the hot fairies. Video that you posted on Discord? No. Hey, DB Wild. How you been, buddy? Alcohol and tobacco taxes. Oh, yeah. Dude, that's what they did with the alcohol in my state was alcohol taxes are like taxed out the ass, dude. It's crazy. Hang on, I missed a few comments. Activists should be going after CSI. How come only anime and games are under attack? I mean, it's because it's one thing that they feel like is... Oh, Dante's Inferno, dude. That was a fantastic game. Awesome game. Although, didn't Dante's Inferno oh my god, that was brutal. Like, his wife was like, didn't the Muslim guy try to rape her before they murdered her or something? It was terrible. But, great game though. Hey, Black Cat, these feminists have come out of nowhere and Donkey Punch Gaming right in the junk, pretty much. Yeah. She got embarrassed on being Gen Z. Hey, you know what? Nobody's perfect, okay? How does this activist feel at protecting retarded people? Because that would cover most women. Yeah, I mean, to be fair. Dante's Inferno has a hot lust boss. I need to go back and play that game. Did they ever do like a remaster of that game? I cannot remember for the life of me if they did or didn't. All right. So Savvy says you have maybe hundreds of people versus the thousands more pushing back because you want to chase fiction and text while defending cuties of all things. Now, I want to make sure this is something that I can click on that's not going to be a problem. All right. What is this? What does this have to do with cuties? So, Brumbies pulls best buns in town staff t-shirts after employee complains. Sexualized slogans on staff uniforms leave young employees vulnerable to sexual harassment. Really? Melinda Tankard here says some thoughts on cuties and why I'm not joining calls to ban it. Wow. Today's list headlines RE women in politics, including this new brown sugar set to take on Cameron's cuties. More girls in hell, my take on cuties, published at ABC Religion. Interesting. So again, my understanding as somebody who did not watch cuties, because that's disgusting, is they actually sexually exploited young girls to film a movie that's supposed to be against sexually exploiting young girls. And if you watch it, you're basically encouraging more directors and creeps in Hollywood to sexually exploit young girls. All right, Empress, take it easy. Thanks for hanging. Savvy showed that the group promotes cuties. Yeah. It's fiction, but it's real people. Okay. I think that collective group is just a lightning rod and a smokescreen. Someone's pulling strings to make competition less competitive, like they do with anime. I wonder how Alyssa Mercante feels about all that. Yeah, Dante was dark, for sure. Great game, though. Pretty sure this organization would try and shut down Lost Ruins, which I'm currently playing. It's weird, but doesn't cross some line for you. Savvy calls out that collective shout has gone after some of the strangest things just to get them shut down due to things that such as simple naming or basic branding. Right, that's what we were just looking at here. Venn diagram of women at feminist collective shout and the women who had their shit leaked on that T app is really strong. Dude, I'm gonna record a video for the second channel tomorrow about the T app because it's so freaking funny, and I haven't had time. Like I knew it's like, okay, tomorrow I want to do probably my last video about pirate software, and that's probably gonna be it. Because there was some stuff I stumbled across and some stuff that Cool Pig sent me that I'm like, okay, this is worth covering. There's finally something in the last few days about the whole pirate software thing that's worth covering for me now as a follow-up video. But then I'm going to probably want to move on to something else. But for the other channel, this whole T app thing is so freaking funny, dude. Yeah, Quillpig, Minimal Effort Podcast. My wife and I started it, and then it just turned into something where I would just post videos about politics, entertainment, news, drama, whatever I'm feeling like talking about that day. It's typically not so much gaming related. It's more like everything that's not gaming. So, Collective Shouts Top Karen is anti-abortion, radical feminist. She's a weird mix like trans, though. An anti-abortion radical feminist. Holy crap. That's a lot. That's a lot to think about. Yeah, the whole T app thing though is really funny. Like super funny. I can't help but laugh at the entire thing. I feel like, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a little conspiracy theory minded here. The whole T app thing, they put together an unsecured app and got a bunch of women who hate men's information to then have the app get hacked and have it all leak, right? So, I mean, doesn't it sound like something that's kind of like a honeypot? Like maybe the guy that created the app did it with the intent of it leaking all the women's information. I was able to get 54 gigs of the T app, and boy, the app is just about 1 through 4s gossiping from the pictures that you have. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, so much of what I've seen is so bad. It's so brutal. They're speculating that Collective Shout is behind the anime ban in Japan. It would make sense. It would absolutely make sense. I think Collective and card processors are using each other for different means. I think the result is just a resultant vector of both these nefarious forces. I mean, that could be true too. She says, you actively work against women like me. Tell us we're stupid or label us a man because you can't imagine a woman speaking against you. Attacking bakeries, lip gloss, makeup ads, and women choosing clothing you don't like. None of that stops abuse by illegals in the UK. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Cutting off support to breast cancer charities because you don't like the company doing it while defending cuties is wild behavior. You lot are sick and will not control narratives. Won't call for a ban when real children are made to dance, when hundreds of little girls audition for the roles. Yeah, and guys, where are all those audition tapes for the cuties girls? Like, where are all the audition tapes, right? Yeah, okay. So she responded. Did Savvy respond to this? Oh no, only people that she follows can respond. Oh man, this broad is something else. All right. She said, to summarize and for our own records, Savvy's big expose apparently intended to intimidate and silence us while riling up a gaggle of rabid followers melting down after losing access to this stuff consists of false accusations of the P word, plus defense of criminals made against me and my colleagues based initially on composites of screenshots that had no connection to one another. Then on a poorly comprehended reading of a cuties analysis, comprehension is apparently not their thing. Ridiculing Collective Shout, staff using infantile schoolyard bully tactics, blah, blah, blah. Either dishonestly or due to a lack of comprehension skills, there does seem to be a pattern, so she's attacking her intelligence here. Summarizing our campaigns to misrepresent their goals and impacts. We have never objected to ads because they are too sexy or raunchy. Portraying Playboy as a victim in response to our campaign exposing the sex shop chain attempting to whitewash itself by hijacking a well-respected breast cancer charity. I've asked Savvy to leave my page once, but this person returned.
It is like this tangible thing that you can point to and say, hey man, I love you, this many dollars worth.
What?
Presents are the best way to show someone how much you care. It is like this tangible thing that you can point to and say, hey man, I love you, this many dollars worth.
Is.
Oh my god, Smeg. I forgot that I put a goal. Oh no.
Are the best way
no,
to
dude,
show
no,
someone
man.
how much you care.
I was kidding about the showing
It
feet,
is like
dude.
this
I was
tangible thing
kidding.
that you can point to and say, hey
Oh
man,
my
I love
god.
you, this many dollars worth.
This.
Sort of pushback is creating some sort of twisted unity between sides that normally disagree, right? Speaking of femininity and women's appeal, did anyone see the Sydney X American Eagle collab? Was perfect.
Presents are the best way to
I mean,
show
I'm kind
someone
of
how
Sydney
much you
Sweeney'd
care.
out, to be
It
honest.
is
I
like
get
this
it. I
tangible
can
thing
respect
that you
it.
can point to
The
and
director
say,
kept
hey
them,
man,
yeah.
I love you, this many dollars worth.
All right, Smeg, dude.
Goal?
I'm so sorry that you spent your money on that. I put that up there as a joke, dude. But I appreciate the hell out of you, man. You know I do. You're awesome. But I'm not, unless you really want to, I'm not going to show feet. You'll have to ask for it because I'm not going to otherwise. Sorry to any ladies in the group, but we all know the T app was being abused. How much that we don't know yet. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Smeg, man, I do appreciate you playing along though, man. I appreciate it, but I don't think you want to see these hairy things. I don't even think I could bend to get my feet up here in front of the camera. I'm so old. My back is just busted. Show them damn feet. Oh my god. I think dude, I posted a picture of my feet. I posted a picture of my feet under Kata asking for feet pictures one day on Twitter. I'm surprised he didn't block me. I gotta talk to him. I gotta see if he seriously still wants me to go to FatCon with him and Atreus. I'd pick him up at the airport. I'd do that for him. I don't know if I want to go to FatCon or not though. Savvy's legit. I'm a Hobbit streamer. Yeah, I've got hairy little feet, man. My feet aren't very big. They got the Hobbit hair though. All because the men lost access to their immersive CSAM. No, this is complete BS. Look, okay. No. Complete BS. I love it. She got community noted. The screenshots in question all bore connection to Savvy's arguments and were not at all dishonest or false. No bullying was involved, only the spreading of public information. Good on you guys for community noting. That's awesome. All right, let me see. What did I have next here? Collective Shout went private. We all expected that to happen. Then reopened the account. Let's see here. Does anybody have them tagged? I wonder if they've got them tagged on here. Feet can be hairy, Mari. Don't worry, I'm not going to show my feet. Feet can get hairy. I mean, I've got them good Irish Italian genetics. What do you expect? Although with the beard, you'd expect me to be like something Collective Soul. I love Collective Soul. They were like a better version of Coldplay or Imagine Dragons. Collective Soul was awesome. Collective Shout. Oh no, they're private. They're still protected. You don't want credit? No worries. I'll leave you out of it. You're good. That'll be something that I cover as part of the video. It's not going to be the main crux of it. Actually, there's something else I've got here that I'm not going to talk about on stream. That'll be far more consequential, but I do appreciate you sending those because it is something that's worth bringing up. Because, like, I looked through it and I have to research it. Guys, the funny thing is Pirate Software is not that far. It's like, I live in the same state. I'm driving distance from Pirate Software. I'm driving distance from Darkside Phil. The two of those guys need to get together and just have, like, a cage match. Collective Soul is a band. Collective Soul is a like an alternative rock band from, I want to say, the early 2000s. Good band. With feet being the first thing I look at on a girl, that's the first thing you look at. Like you go on your first date, you ask to see her feet. Man, I don't know about that, dude. That's sus. That's pretty sus. We Aussies don't claim these women of collective shit. Fair enough, Smeg. I can appreciate that. Good music, bad band. Yeah, I don't know anything about the guys personally. I imagine they're probably raging leftists, dude. I mean, that's just kind of the way most of these bands are. But I like the music. What was it? The World Below? What's the name of that song? What is the name of that song? Crap, I'm going to have to look that up now. See, Hamas, Epstein, Diddy Pikers comment on the Ozzy Osbourne situation. I don't know, dude. The thing about it is, with the whole, there were two sides to the whole Ozzy Osbourne thing. You had the retards like Melanie Mack going, Ozzy Osbourne died a Christian. He accepted Jesus as his savior. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He was a Satanist. The man was an open, public Satanist. He was a member of the Church of England, which, no offense to anybody in England, doesn't really mean anything. That's like being a non-practicing Protestant or Catholic and never going to church and never opening your Bible. It doesn't mean anything. And the man had opened up about how Satanism kept him from catching COVID or some shit like that. Like, sorry, no. I'm not buying that for a second. And then you had the other people who were celebrating him dying, kind of like they celebrated Hulk Hogan and stuff because he was pro-Israel. So it's like, I nothing Ozzy Osbourne. Okay, some of his music was fine. Other parts, I just don't care. I don't know. Women's feet are usually rough. Well, I'm not going to comment on women's feet, but you're not wrong there. Never let your light shine down. Yeah, Hulk at least got baptized. I don't know. Again, Hulk, I don't care. It's sad he was 71, but again, wrestlers have a rough life. Wrestlers dying of heart attacks, cardiac arrest is not uncommon, okay? Let me see here. Star Trek Academy trailer. Star Trek Academy, what is that? Is that the animated one? No, that was Upper Decks or Lower Decks. Lower Decks, I think. Chibi reviews. Sorry, I had to burp again. Ozzy was a Catholic originally? Okay. Said my stance on censorship. If it's fiction and not hurting anyone, then leave it alone. There's a lot of content I personally dislike, but I will not advocate for its censorship. People should be allowed to have freedom of expression within art without being silenced. Yeah, I say that again. I agree to a certain degree. Legendary drops quote tweets and says groups like Collective Shout invent issues, attacking freedom of expression for vanity rather than virtue. They purposely use the most extreme and niche examples because they are easy to pass and difficult to defend without context. Ideas should thrive or die in the open. 100% agree with that again. Jay Viper, ironically, back on the 21st, tweeted out, the best way to destroy Collective Shout is to go after their funding source. Hey, we've heard this kind of terminology before, right? Upper Deck. You know the Upper Decker like on The Office, man? You remember that, right? Meredith's son did an upper decker. Sorry, did I miss chat? She takes care of her feet. She takes care of herself. Oh, interesting. Try to get Collective Shout to go to war with the emus and let itself out. Or, let it sort itself out. Yeah. It's live action, huh? Oh, video you dropped to Discord is one of the music videos that's based purely on this topic. Hey, Truth, I played Wu Chang for a couple hours so far. I'm gonna play it again. For at least using for some background footage for another video at some point. I don't hate it. I just don't. From what I've played of it, the gameplay mechanics, the story-ish characters, scenery, enemies, not digging it. I like Black Myth Wukong a lot better, First Berserker better, Dark Souls 3 better, Elden Ring better. Games of this similar style. I mean, Lies of P. I'd rather go and actually download Lies of P again and play that. Wu Chang just for me I wasn't feeling it. I don't know. There was something that was just not vibing for me, but I'll give it a try again. Well, no, see, Mahendra, for me, it's not unplayable. It's just not, it's not running beautifully on my computer, which is fine. I can play with a game that's not running perfect. It's just, the game for me just isn't interesting. I don't know. I had a hard time really caring about it. US 8 already got pulled, so they're probably running on fumes at this point. Yeah, that's probably a good point. So he says, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to call out some bitches. They use Good Company, which is to access funds from Australian workers. I do wonder if this place understands that Collective Shout's leadership fully supported cuties, even though it objectified young girls on screen. And that doesn't even begin to describe their full attack on media in support of censorship by any means necessary. I also wonder if Good Company knows that Collective Shout has been enjoying painting women as whores and calling them men online. I like calling women whores when they act like whores, though. I'd find that pretty interesting if I were Good Company. They're a campaign firm that can be abused in a way because people will donate based on the description of Collective Shout, but their description barely represents their actions. They are a censorship platform. On top of that, some companies that use Good Company practice donation matching, so now companies are unwittingly supporting censorship. Let them know how you feel. Ironically, Legendary Drops quote tweeted Anna Valens, aka Anal Violence, this trans woman, whatever the hell you want to call this person, who went on a campaign against a bunch of VTubers, tried to get them all canceled, but for some weird reason is like pro going after Collective Shout, which is weird. It's like, this is making very strange bedfellows out of a lot of people, right? Asmongold played it and it was running rough for him too. Oh, well then in that case, it's not just one person. If Asmongold's playing and it's running rough, he's probably got like a $10,000 PC, I imagine. Currently playing Elden Ring based. Great game. This kills me. I always create a Lilith, but if I have a male character, I don't want it to be an emo Twinkie that I beat the soy. Oh, man, yeah. If Asmongold can't play it smoothly, then nobody can. Not Chris Redfield or Kazan, I'm fine with that, yeah. Drug queens sexualize women big time, but celebrated by those same activists. He's a transformer woman, yes. Collective Shout's a small cog in a grand machine of this sort of censorship. The card companies already want this sort of control, and Collective Shout is just the big name in it now, yes. He said it was a 6 or 7 out of 10 game, but just wasn't polished as it should be. He said he liked the aesthetic. See, for me, it's like I've seen the Chinese mythological, cultural aesthetic already with games like Wukong, and I think it did it better. And the game runs really well, and it's really smooth, and the combat's really good, and the enemies are really interesting, and the story's really awesome. And so for me, I'm just like, rather than waste my time making myself go back to play Wu Chang, I'd rather go, but you know what? I'm more than halfway done with Black Myth Wukong. I should go back and finish that game. So I think we can understand why NFV doesn't want censorship. Yes, yes. So like I said, it's making weird bedfellows. Very strange. Collective Shout combines sides because they're feminist and religious. That's a very strange combination. Although it makes sense because Anna Slats, who I genuinely appreciate, Anna Slats, she's great at as far as like the journalistic reporting side of things on Twitter. She's a conservative feminist. I don't know if she's religious or not. So she leans more on the pro-women, pro-feminist side of conservatism, and so she follows that gal on Twitter. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're very like-minded in that respect. The way I look at it, guys, if actual children are being affected or hurt, absolutely ban it, burn it, lock them up, throw away the key, put them in the wood chip or whatever. But when you're talking about credit card companies debanking people over games that don't break any laws, that's where I have a massive issue with it. It just seems like, okay, if they can say, you can't buy this because we have an issue with it, you can't spend our money to buy a rifle, you can't spend our money to buy, camping equipment because we think it's bad for the environment if you go camping. It's like, where do you draw the line, Watch Shimoneta, then you'll know where we're heading. I have not seen that one. Is that anime? Because I don't watch anime. It's not you're like anything wrong with anime. Mahendra's been giving me recommendations of anime to watch for like the last year now. Actually, Mahendra, I think you've been following my channel I think you popped in on the Halloween stream a year ago or 2 years ago almost in October here. I can't remember how long it's been. But yeah, I still in that same amount of time haven't watched any anime. So I think Collective Shout's just a distraction where Visa and MasterCard are the real culprit here. Yeah, they are. Nope. The fact that MasterCard and Visa can cuck so easily to an organization like Collective Shout is the problem itself. Starts as smut because that's the easy target. It'll grow from here unless it's spanked down. Right. It's the slippery slope, guys. And I know it seems like an easy cop-out or excuse, but it always comes back to the slippery slope. And that's just reality. I mean, look, for so much of life, especially when it comes to overreach and authoritarianism, if you want to talk about real fascism and this and that, like the thing people always freak out about is, oh, fascism. It's like, okay, real fascism is when a government says this thing that was totally acceptable before, we're now going to say you can't do because we now deem it unacceptable, right? That's fascism. That's the authoritarianism. Enabling a credit card processor, payment processor to do that, following this long plus a couple months. So I don't have alerts turned on this face cam one for some reason. I'm sorry, dude. But DB Wild for 7 months says I've been following this long plus a couple months. Dude, I can't. It's almost been a freaking year, man. That's insane. I'm a pretty peaceful dude, but Anna V deserves the worst treatment imaginable. I think I know what you're talking about, man. I don't even think I have to look that word up. Australia activist group shouldn't have much power, which can affect the whole internet or world. It's crazy how it starts with just a few people complaining online, and it turns into where we are now. Absolutely nuts. If adult games are illegal in Australia, but it's totally legal in the US and Japan, yeah, it creates a situation, a very strange situation for a lot of people. Like, where do you go from here? If all of a sudden something is not legal in one country, but it's totally acceptable in others, but you're not talking about a situation where it's an isolated thing. You're talking about entertainment, video games that are sold. Okay, so Case in point, you have a lot of games that are banned in Saudi Arabia, a lot of games that are banned, I'm sure, in China, or places that are more censorious when it comes to like the kind of content that you're allowed to play. So that goes back to, you know, are you going to change the game to try to appeal to those markets? Or are you going to say, well, we're going to take a loss on this game in the Saudi Arabian market because we know that they're not going to allow it, you know? The boats, if you know. I thought that's what you were talking about. Word of the day, defenestrate. Yes, defenestration. I learned that word watching Braveheart. Watching the commentary for the Braveheart DVD that I got, where he was talking about how Longshakes defenestrates his gay son's lover. Yes. Good times. Good movie. Braveheart still top 5 movies of all time, in my personal opinion. Anybody, people that pick The Patriot over Braveheart, I'm like, there's something wrong with you. Braveheart is 10 times the movie, in my personal opinion, that Patriot is. And Patriot is a more watchable movie. I'll say Patriot might be more like exciting because the fighting is more fast-paced and action-packed and stuff. Braveheart's a better movie. All right, let's boot up Killing Floor 3 for a few minutes. I like how Taiwanese games got banned in Steam and GOG because of China. Yeah, exactly. So it's a domino effect, if you will. And unfortunately, there's nothing you or I can do about it other than like trying to push back against the censorship and push back against the payment processors doing this kind of shit. It's unfortunate. Once that all starts happening, everything starts caving in. And I get it. I understand that there's a lot of people, well, I don't like this thing in this game. I don't like what this game promotes. I don't like... Okay, you can say that. That's fair, but that doesn't mean that you have to remove anyone else's ability to play that game, to do that thing, you know? That's just reality. You don't like said thing, don't partake in said thing. So this is another game that I just installed last night. I got through the tutorial section, and I checked the actual graphic settings, and it also started off at medium settings. So I'm like, I was thinking I wanted to mess around with it and turn the graphics up a little bit, but I'm also thinking as far as performance goes, I'll leave it at medium for the stream and see how it does. It's true when they say Australia's not a real place, yeah. Defenestrate is not showing up in search. Alright, so I've only played solo on this game so far, just to kind of get my feet wet. I'm going to try multiplayer and see what happens. So, Cage, defenestrating would be when you throw somebody off a rooftop or out of a building. That would be defenestrate. New skills unlocked. Oh, that's right, I didn't go to the skills section after we got done. So this one, guys, I got courtesy of Keymailer, so shout out to them. Didn't cost me anything. And it's still a better game than Heartbound. Outlaw King was also a good movie. I didn't see that one. No, honestly, guys, I was actually... I was going to play through all 3 hours of Heartbound, and I was going to just eat the $10 because I wanted to do an actual review of Heartbound. I made it like 55 minutes in. I'm like, this thing is dog shit. It's not worth the $10. I didn't even leave a negative review and then get a refund. I just got a refund and said, screw it. It's just not worth it, you know? Mute the audio? What if I just turn down the audio? I'll turn it down for you guys. That way it's not too loud. I'm offended by this trailer is not a real place comment. Thumbs down on this stream. Did I say Australia is not a real place? Did I? I'm not sure I said that. I would say that about Canada, though. Canada and France aren't real places. All right. Insider trading. Maximum armor integrity is increased by 10. Armor costs from the trader are reduced. Max ammo capacity. Let's go with armor. Wait, can I get both skills? Available points. 88. I can get both. Sweet. Can I upgrade them? Yes. Upgrade. Yeah. All right. Do I think that the game got censored because of Visa? No, I think it got censored because of Sony. I think it got censored because Sony wanted to have the game, but they didn't want to have the graphic violence because for some weird reason, consoles are very different than playing on PC. stream playing Ender Lilies. I don't know anything about Ender Lilies. But in Australia, they love Americans. Apparently their dudes treat them like shit, so we're gentlemen. You're gonna have to fight with Smeg over that comment. Oh man. Ender Lilies, huh? What is that? Quietus of the Nights. Oh, it's a little, is it side-scrolling? Is it, it's a 2D action RPG with Metroidvania elements. Not a survival game. Dark fantasy setting, beautiful visuals. That looks really cool. Dude, I'll throw it on my Steam wishlist right now so I remember to go back and look at it. Every dad with a daughter that I know loves the game. Oh well, hell yeah. Let me throw it on my Steam wishlist so I don't forget it later. $25, it's not bad. Came out in 2021. All right, it's on my wishlist now. Think Sony is working with Visa and Masterclass to censor all the gaming and banned it. I mean, do I think that they're like all conspiring in like a boardroom somewhere with like mustaches and like doing the whole little you know? No. Do I think that eventually all these things end up, oh hello, look at that, we have different characters. Dude. I did not know that. Okay, but this character I just upgraded the skills on, so we're gonna stick with Commando for now. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. This is called Killing Floor 3. So I have mixed feelings about even playing this game. I got a free copy of the game from the studio, so it's not like I had to pay to get the game. So you know, fair enough. It's worth checking out. Of course, microtransactions. This sucks. But I wonder how quickly you can earn these tokens in game. This is made by Tripwire Interactive, who they shit-canned John Gibson, the CEO of the company, because he was in support of the Supreme Court striking down Roe v. Wade. And this was back during like 2021, and so because he spoke out about this on Twitter, he got shit-canned from the company, kicked to the curb, and never to be heard from again. Now he started a new studio, new publishing company, but it's small. It's starting off from scratch, essentially. So like I said, I've got mixed feelings about playing the game, but I didn't buy the game, so... Yeah, don't forget to smash dislike, guys. Wait, who's not hot? He's Agent Hunk from Resident Evil. From what you've seen, reasonably fun multiplayer? I don't know, I haven't played this on multiplayer yet, so... we're just gonna go with this, find a match, see what happens.
Skies await.
I could end up getting paired up with some real retards, and that'll be my cue that it's time to go to bed. So, we'll see. Hey, but hey, you get to shoot zombie-like creatures, so... Nothing wrong with that, right?
Stay safe up there, guys.
Oh, Pirate Software posted new meme about collective shout. Oh, did they? Epstein Island's over there.
Our power system analysis shows that
Oh,
the
man.
analyzer is offline due to the recent hurricane, no doubt. Locate the test chamber. There should be enough Z scrap there to repair the machine.
I'm just gonna turn voice chat off because I don't want to have to think about whether or not I'm trying to mute it or not, or if someone's listening as I'm playing or talking. All right, Mari, have a good night. Where is the next wave in 11? haven't even gone to the trader yet. Where the hell's the trader? No, I missed out. Oh my God, really? All right. All right, shit, here we go. This is probably gonna get insane. There's a lot of people here. How many like, this is a lot. Oh my God. Where's all my homies at? Have white pizza? What the hell is white pizza? Like white sauce pizza? I don't know, man. If you do like a white sauce pizza with like garlic and chicken, that's all right, but you just like the music? Well, I turned it down, buddy. It's like headbanger music, you know? Oh my god, I went to Epstein Island when I played Black Flag. Oh my god. Why is everybody running away from each other? I'm trying to get with my teammates here and they're all running away. Oh, so I picked up Bluetooth headphones for streams, right? Because I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of the headphones being around my neck or around my ears and getting super sweaty and all that shit. The damn Bluetooth headphones mess with the Streamlabs audio. So if I do that, I can't hear anything. So at the end of the day, it didn't actually fix anything. Oh, shit. It's funny you dislike the music. I actually like the music. But I get it. Not for everybody. Oh boy. Alright, where's my homies at? Oh, ow. Yep, I knew it. I wonder if there's friendly fire. I forgot I've got a pistol. Yeah, some of the big boys in this game are pretty fun. Multi-tool. What do I have? Let's check friendly fire.
Got a nip to the loo. Anyone know where
No. Alright, where is my trader? Sweet chili chicken pizza. I don't think I've ever tried that. Alright, so I've got money to spend, right? Let's see here. Dude, see, playing this by yourself was way more intense. I was playing it solo last night, and it got nuts. I'm talking, it got freaking insane. Alright, assault rifle.
Thanks.
Oh no, I didn't leave myself any money to refill. Ah, we'll be okay. Isn't multi-tool the name for a group of male feminine? Oh man. I gotta say, I do like a lot of the animations in the game. See, even if your gun doesn't need to be reloaded, if you hit reload, it'll do that kind of stuff. It seems cool. Again, it goes back to the idea that you'd have to be able to play it online to have, you know, multiplayer experience, which goes back to the whole stop killing games thing about games going offline eventually. This game's not free to play, so if you purchase a game and then it goes offline, at least this game, I guess, it skirts the issue because it does have an offline mode where you can play it by yourself. You don't have to have multiplayer.
Don't move around too much.
Any chance I'm hiring?
An anterior vein.
Well, that's an interesting question. Technically, my business, I'm a sole proprietor. And, like, my wife and kids will come help me. My mom helps around, you know, a little here and there.
Here it is. The test chamber.
I really should have another person working for me.
Scour the
Or
test
with me.
chamber and the nearby hall.
But then I'd have to actually hire somebody and change my business licensing and stuff.
Supplies are back online.
And I'm still so early on in this shit, being a quote-unquote business owner, that it's a lot to figure out, man. You try Outlast Trials in there? Oh, I've seen that one. I should check that one out at some point. Oh, big boy. Hello. Just wait till you see some of the really big boys in this one. Get freaking nasty. Yeah, the game seems fun. Like, genuinely, if you're looking for like a good multiplayer zombie experience, it kind of scratches that itch, I'm not gonna lie.
Down, guys. Keep up the pace.
Now, Quillpig, you mean hiring for like real life job, not for like doing online shit for like streaming and stuff, right? Because I'm never gonna go full quartering and be like, oh, I need to have 7 employees. Oh, Oh yeah, no, last week I gave my kids each like 20 bucks. My daughter really helped out at work quite a bit, but like my other sons, they helped out where they could, and then my oldest kid is the one who has the hardest time. He hates like being at work, and if there's any time where he can't actually do anything, he gets bored. And I'm like, dude, you're not always gonna have something to do. Like sometimes you're just gonna have to hang out. This is again part of this whole thing is if we're going to try to figure out getting this house that we're wanting to rent, it's going to require my wife spending more time at work with me because of the fact that we're going to have more income coming in order to pay for the house, and in doing that, we're going to have her helping me some more. So it's a lot of give and take. The kids are all going to have to realize there's just a lot of shit we have to figure out. Like, I know I don't look like it right now, but I'm stressed the hell out. Alice Trials is effed up.
Slaying out there.
Ooh, hello. I like the gore. Work affiliation, I work in the, let's say, gourmet food industry, we'll say that. Certain aspects of it are retail, certain aspects of it are online, certain aspects of it are wholesale. And in doing all that, I do all of that pretty much solo, except with a little bit of help from my mom and some part-time people that we have, like contractors kind of thing. So there's a lot of licensing and product and ordering and inventory and grumpy customers and people who call on voicemails after return and sourcing issues and shipping issues. Like my life the last few months has been absolute hell and chaos. Private Masseuse, are you offering? I might take you up on that, dude. Just saying. Oh shit, can I get there in time? I've got a mutation. What is that? Offline plus AC yard plus 30-minute transit. What are you talking about? Hang on a second.
This may hurt a little bit.
All right, refill, autofill. We'll get as much of everything as we can. Next round, I should be able to upgrade my weapons. Oh, I forgot. I can get a shotgun. I forgot about that. Shit. What is the mutation thing? Don't love the green outline. I'm gonna be a little nitpicky. I'm not loving the green outline everybody has when they're behind a wall. I'd rather it was a different color or something. Even like a thin white outline or something. What is this? Collect a limb.
Yes, that should work nicely. We'll just need...
Oh shit, I forgot I'm supposed to be collecting things while I'm here. I thought we were just killing things. Huh. We'll accept happy endings as well. What? Trying to avoid working for government or other lefty orgs, and that's getting difficult. I mean, dude, that's life, man. For sure. I can totally understand and appreciate that. And for a lot of people, they don't want to go like the whole working for a corporation route, because that's some bullshit too right there. Oh, shit. Forgot those guys pack a punch. Change that color outline settings. Most games have the player outline let you change the color. I would hope so. Oh, we got the boys with the swords now, berserker dudes. Yeah, this game even has like head bobbing and stuff. I don't know. Oh yeah, dude, no, for sure it's worth it. I'm not kidding. Okay, so, dude, my apartment is 1,000 square feet. We have been in the same apartment for 10 years. It is 3 bedrooms. Okay? 3 bedrooms. 5 people. My twins are 10 now, and they have to share a room still. The other place, 2,700 square feet. All right. It is almost 3 times the size of my apartment. Everybody has their own room. It has an office. It has a, not a foyer. What's what I'm looking for? Like a loft. upstairs that connects all the bedrooms together, okay? So then there is also the 2-car garage. I don't like that we have the same characters. That's not cool. This game needs to be customizable. When you have a game where you have stock characters and you have more than one in the same lobby, that kind of sucks. But yeah, the air conditioning alone will be worth it. Now again, the new place is more money. Not unreasonably more money, because I'm already paying, like, way too much for my apartments, which sucks. Almost terrible. But, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, it's totally worth it. Oh, shit. And I got my crackhead neighbors downstairs, too, so that's always fun. Work for Samsung? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I can't imagine. Did you ever have to talk to, like, HR department or some shit? See, this thing is never having a real job my entire life, you know, a real job as I call it. I've never had to do, like, the whole corporate HR bullshit. Something I've never had to think about. Ooh, hello, ammo. Oh, that's what I have. I forgot I've got an ammo pack. I could drop that at some point. Should have done that instead of actually paying for a refill. Ooh, big boy. 10-year-old twins will kill each other in a few years. Yeah. Not just that. I could make the boys share a room if the room is big enough. But my oldest son, he's 12 now. It's like, he needs to have his own room. Just for his own sanity's sake. Get off me, dude! Oh, man. But yeah, the twins will kill each other eventually. They do really well. They do really well, even though one's a boy and one's a girl. Their personalities complement each other really well. But they definitely, they're at that point where they all need their own space, you know. HR was easier after we got bought by them. Oh, okay. Oh my god, let me through. Yeah, I'm just thinking ahead as far as like holidays, man. Because we're at the point now where we don't even want family and all that coming over for like Thanksgiving or some shit. Because we just,
let's do it.
our place sucks. You know, it just straight up sucks. Everything's old, everything's just gross. Even if we clean and steam our carpets and all that, it's old carpeting, it's old shit. Everything just sucks. There we go, shotgun. Ooh, a fléché shotgun, oh my god. Well, we'll go with lightweight mag. There we go.
Feeling lonely here.
Got Employee of the Year from Samsung. He's now racist against Koreans. Oh my god.
Stabby, stabby.
Playing a game. As far as I know, it's not a game, although I'm sure that the freaking Battle Pass or whatever is gonna have, you know, pride shit in it. Wouldn't surprise me. Familial twins? Fraternal. Or at least, technically versus, you know, identical twins, they're fraternal. You can have fraternal boy and fraternal girl. But that's just where they're not identical. But yeah, familial, I guess that would apply to the fact that they're boy-girl instead of just, you know, fraternal. Dude, the whole twin thing is so much fun to figure out when you first start having... Is he dead? He's dead, okay. Twins brings its own level of complications that you've never thought about until you have kids, you know? Oh, shit. Familial sounds funnier. Well, I'm saying that could technically be a thing. I don't know. I don't know if technically they classify it differently when it's a boy-girl set for fraternal or if they just call it all fraternal. I don't know. I will say, for having like 8 people in this lobby, the game's running pretty decent as far as like connection to the server and stuff goes. And of course you got the gratuitous like gore and stuff, which is good. We all got great gift bags. Got nearly 1K selling all that crap. Damn. Well, of course, for them, that's all just tax write-offs and stuff. But yeah. This man here's got a katana. Yo, I want to play the guy with the sword. No way, dude. I want to play the guy with the sword. Familiar's just related. Oh. I didn't know if they had a term for it or not.
Enemy strength at 50%.
Since they're 13 months apart, I don't need twins. Yeah. Dude, I was a year apart from my brother. We were a year and 4 days apart. So we were pretty damn close to being what they call Irish twins, where you are a year apart with the same birthday. And that was close enough to having a twin. In my situation, I'm like, I don't need to have a twin. We had enough arguing and fighting, you know, fought over girls that we both liked, and all that good shit. Didn't need any more drama than that. Holy shit, this guy's fat. Yo! Big scary guy. Big scary guy. Somebody help! Dude, how do you ping on this thing? Is he dead? Oh my god, I'm gonna run out of ammo. Yeah, I know I need to heal. Thank you.
Nothing like a shot of the eye.
Oh shit.
Up you go.
Dude, how is this round not over? Irish twins, 2 children have a birthday less than a year apart, also known as frisky raw dog. Dude, it's worse than that. My mom had a C-section, and 3 months later, she was pregnant with me. Okay. No one has died yet in this game. That I know of. I mean, I don't know that my teammates haven't died yet at all.
While it lasted.
I've come close a few times. Big boys like this. Oh boy. Wave complete. There we go. Dead by Daylight needs a second game called Dead by Disco. Dude, Dead by Daylight is Dead by Dead by AIDS. That game sucks, man. I swear to God, I had a friend when I was streaming on Twitch only, and I wasn't like even doing anything on YouTube, where all she would play was Dead by Daylight. All she would watch was Dead by Daylight. All she cared about was Dead by Daylight. That was the one game. And a big part of the reason was because she had friends that were gay, and it was like the big game for gay people was Dead by Daylight. It's like, why gay people cared about Dead by Daylight, I don't know. But it's like the gay... If you want to talk about a gay game, Dead by Daylight, dude. For real. I pick up my Xbox with your Microsoft points. Helldivers 2 we're talking about, it's fine. Like, I actually have only played it like twice. When Helldiver, the dude on Discord, bought it for me, I was relatively excited about it. It wasn't a game that I was super looking forward to playing, but it seemed decent, you know, whatever. But honestly, like, I don't know. Can I autofill the rest of this? Oh, I still have money left over. Alright, we'll save that for the next round. I personally enjoy Starship Troopers, like, in my downtime more than Helldivers 2. Because I guess for Helldivers 2, you really have to have, like, a dedicated set of people you play with, I guess, as far as the multiplayer side of it goes. I don't know.
I think I would remember.
That's me. I'm talking to my ass a little bit on that one. Oh, big boy. Here we go. The Impaler. Microsoft Point sounds filthy. He has ways. He has ways. Wait, 3 Impalers! No! Oh my god. Oh shit. Okay, now we're gonna die. Who was it that said nobody's died yet? Because it's gonna happen right now. Oh my god. Dude, now that I've got my graphics card, I should get Doom installed on my computer. They've got survival modes like this, right, on Doom? shit, I'm out of grenades. Kill the son of a bitch, come on. Gay by daylight, yeah. AIDS by daylight. AIDS by daylight, there you go. No, I'm gonna die.
Feeling better already?
No, not the dagger. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Yo! Why can't I get out there? It won't let me out. Oh my god. That's all the heals I got left. Oh my god, I'm bleeding out. No!
Trouble breathing here, lads.
Oh my god, we're not gonna win. I'm dead. I'm dead. Stream capped at 720. It might be. I don't know. Hey, Hunter. Let me check. After we get done with the stream, guys, I'll check the settings and see if I can change that. Very few of these games end up making it through the filter. Yeah, I imagine that there's some games you'll miss. I will respawn at the wave end. Well, at the wave end, this is... I think the wave end is... We're done, I'm pretty sure, after that. I don't think you stay any longer. I don't know, we'll see. I got the 9060. So, the 9060 XT. Oh, the cats are getting frisky. Tucker, she's sleeping. Buddy, she doesn't want to play. Yeah, so I got that a couple months ago now. I got them like the week that they launched. I went ahead and got one. And while it doesn't, like, it's not, you know, gonna run everything on super ultra high graphics, it's definitely, it's bailed my ass out on a lot of things. So, yeah, the computer's still DDR4 RAM. It's, you know, AM4 chip. But, you know, it's, everything else is going good, so. The 1080? Yeah, so I've got, mine's better than the 1080, obviously. But it's not a 4090, you know? But I wasn't gonna spend $500 to $900 on a graphics card. Alright, so they're down to 2 of these Impaler guys. I was just unfortunate to get stuck against the window there. You still got DDR4? I'm not gonna swap out my motherboard on my computer. That's just not worth it in my opinion. I've had this computer for so long. I would rather just, you know, start from scratch in a couple of years. Either starting by, you know, buying a new pre-built or building my own. I don't want to do it. Like, gutting this computer and restarting. It's not worth it. No worries, dude. I'm gonna hit the hay in a few minutes here. I'm just waiting to see if these dudes actually survive or not, which it looks like they're going to. Scoreboard. Well, I'm dead, so I don't know where that puts me on the scoreboard. Is there a rank? Dude, I had the least number of kills. Now, to be fair, I was watching the stream, though. Oh yeah, and DB, I will check on Discord later. Take a look at the video. Was thinking about the 4070, but I got the 45. I don't know anything about that, dude. $9070 XT. See, that would be that'd be definitely a bigger step up than mine, though. Although I looked at the 9070s. The reason I went with the 9060 was mainly just for the affordability right now, because again, they were $350 at launch for the 16 gig version, and I was like, you know what? If it's better than a 4060, which I've got 2 computers in my house that have 4060s, I was using the 5600 XT. So going from the 5600, which I think is equivalent to a 3060, and bypassing the 4060 altogether and getting the 9060, which I think is more equivalent to like a 5060. No worries, Cage, man. I think it's time for most of us to go to bed, so. But hey, we won. I died. I wonder if I get docked points or anything for dying. Server connection. Oh my god, server connection lost. I was just saying that we had all these people in the server and it was having not like hardly any issues. AMD GPUs have too many stability issues with certain games for me to consider one. Yeah, there's also what I've noticed. There's a lot of software. So for example, my camera I'm using now, my new webcam I've got, actually has some features that are designed to only work with NVIDIA graphics cards. So interesting stuff. I don't know. I understand that there are reasons people go with, let's say, NVIDIA versus AMD, but it's like at the end of the day, I've always done well with AMD. So that's where like again, we were talking earlier today about like console bias and stuff. For me, I have a computer that's got an Intel processor. I've got two that have NVIDIA graphics cards, one that's got an AMD processor, my old 3600. Now I've got my Ryzen 9 5900 over here, and an AMD card. I'm fine with it. It's all good. You know, if it works, it works. Yeah, Burner, I think all of us should probably hit the hay. Not together. Go to your respective beds. I have a queen size, and it's not big enough because I have the dog where the cat tries to sleep with us at night. So you guys have to go to bed in your own designated areas. The 5060 is ass cheeks, is it? Well, I mean, I shopped around. I looked at all the comparable cards that were equivalent to the 9060, and everything I read steered me in the direction of the 9060, and so far I'm liking it. Haven't had hardly any issues. Games are all running good. Everything's running smooth. Again, it's a 5.5-year-old computer now, so God, I'm going on 6 years here, I think. I built this thing in 2019. Damn. You wanted to hit my hay? Oh my God, Hunter. You got to get by a little bit earlier if you want to hit this, okay? It's a little late for me to be hitting anything at this point. All right, guys. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for hanging. I know I've been slacking, mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. Too difficult to even put into words that I sit down to do a video and I just can't even, like, my brain just shuts off. Like, it's gotten really bad lately. So I'll finish up, get my video done tomorrow night, probably put a pin in this whole Pirate Software drama, and then hopefully back to our Monday night stream. So all right, you guys have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will catch you guys hopefully Monday night.